Oh. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to today's stream. We will be casting a few SC2 games and then we'll be going into StarCraft Brood War casting. Just because I ran out of replays for SC2, so I might as well do some Brood War casting. And I've been looking forward to some because there's personalities like Sue in there have been really hitting their high recently, and yeah, kind of on top of the ladder, which is interesting to see. Okay. Go live very soon. Everything's set up. Okay. What? There we go. So everything's set up. And we'll just hop into the game. I got a couple of games I wanted to cast yesterday, which I couldn't catch. We're gonna just do that now. And the bottom right, we've got like Macau or something, that's his name. And in the top left, it's Solar. It's an amateur Protoss from Asia at least, we know that much. So let's see how this is gonna work out here. How much Solar's gonna crush him? No. Solar going for a regular expand. On the other side we see that gateway expand probe coming across the map. We got little to no information about this guy at all, other than he is in the Asia region. So it's a barcode. Got no clue. Has a pretty... This account is pretty low, like it's almost unplayed. But he won his first round, so at least he can do something, I guess. He's gonna throw down his Nexus. The build's looking so good so far for our Protoss player here. And there's his Athletics core coming in. The wall looks good. Definitely played more than 20 games, what the account says. Now Solo on the other hand, just going for his regular startup. And going to as many drones as he can. Excuse me. And yeah. Let's see, so Solo of course is the favorite here in this game, in his best of 3. And he should be able... You should be able to take this one. But let's see if our barcode can put up a good fight here. Got a couple of Zerglings coming in. There's gonna be an Adapt opening. And of course the Stargate should be started first. We've got the money. Where is the Stargate? So it's gonna be in the wall. It's literally like in your face, Overlord. Deal with it now. So you'll use that to wall it off. And that means of course... The information is there for Solar, which you never really know against a player below your caliber. You don't know what to expect. That's the most difficult part, because it becomes eventually unreadable as a game, because it's so random, right? Because the efficiency isn't there anymore. This one is a pretty efficient build though. Nothing random. It's the most standard build. We see the Oracle, we see the Stalker, we see the one Adept. Adept is checking on probes and everything with a shade. On workers, I guess, not probes. And the Oracle will try to come and harass or save at least a third base. Excuse me. Having a rough morning here, it seems. Another pylon on the main. There's already the follow-up Twilight Council, so Let's see how many oracles he's actually gonna make here. Adept's gonna come in and try to save the probe. Probe's gonna go back behind the Stalker. Lynx will not catch this one. Oracle is just chilling about. Another probe is gonna come out and try to take that Nexus. The Nexus is a little bit delayed here, but not by too much. He throws down another pylon because he needs that supply, and he has actually the money to do so. And he did skip on a couple of Adepts here, so yeah, he's basically skipping on Adepts and Oracles to get a faster blink. So he's sitting here with a 1 Oracle and 1 Adept. He doesn't have a pylon on the 3rd base. He already has blink on the way though, so this could be a very committed blink attack. This is being seen though, it's spotted. On the other side, Solar going into a Roach Warren here, and that lair after the 3rd base, of course. Bunch of queens already. Creep is starting to spread out, and things are looking good in Zerg Town. 11 drones on the way here. There's a 2nd Oracle, very much delayed actually. That's an interesting choice, going into a 2nd Oracle after this fast of a Twilight. And 3 more gates, so that's going to be 4 gate. This is a very interesting build. So our Protoss player is basically saying, alright, I'm just gonna need that 1st Oracle to keep my 3rd base safe, and then I'll make a 2nd one, probably with that Blink Stalker aggression for stasis traps. That's my guess. On the other side we see Overlord Speed, and Solar is like, wait, you're making another Oracle? I'm confused, like, why don't you come harass, you know? Why don't you come fight me? I think he's just gonna make... Yeah, he's making so many gateways. He's currently making 5 more. He's sitting on 4. This is gonna be 9 gates. That's a lot of gates. And it's just gonna be blink, it seems. Only 3 gas. So maybe he's gonna use a few zealots. Maybe he's gonna get charge as well. Have to wait and see. But he's just making mass gateways. And he'll be going across the map here very soon. There's a probe even with us to deploy a proxy pylon. And yeah, let's hope that Solar made some units, because, well, 2 roaches are not gonna deal with this. He's just holding down the roach key right now, but he needs to hold this one. It's gonna be very committed. He has a lot of probes. It's a very interesting build. This is a really good build for the ladder. It's super committed. You kind of need to kill your opponent. You've got nothing behind this. There's no AoE coming. It's just mass blink stalkers, mass gateway. But he has so many minerals. I feel like this is not a perfect balance on the economy. So he's gonna go up to 10 gates, by the way. He's probably gonna need... Oh my god, how did those links slip in? From the drop overload, of course. So he loses a bunch of probes. 9 probes go down here. That's a pretty good attack. And that's where the excess minerals go. Yeah, I feel like he could have gotten charge or maybe a couple additional geysers. He's warping in, and Solar's already kind of jumping on this one. No stasis traps have been set up, so a little bit of a mistake here, I feel like, from a Protoss player. Had all the time in the world to set up a couple of stasis traps here, or even a few more. And yeah, now he has to deal with that. His push is already kind of slimmed down a little bit. He has stopped producing probes. He needs that gas income, by the way, from this base. And look at that, he's already always sitting at like 600 minerals and just not enough gas. So he can't really warp in as many stalkers as he wants. The zealots are just kind of stuck behind this. And he warps in so many zealots, but they don't have charge, which is kind of weird. I feel like if you do this, then you make so many zealots, you need to get charge, or you need to get more geysers. He's peaking at 1.2k. He's not really making any additional units. We don't see any warp-ins here. The Blinkstalker micro is not really there, I want to say. And yeah, he will be pushed back here. Solar's just kind of overwhelming that with a bunch of roaches. And we see more stalkers and zealots being warped in, but those zealots are slow zealots, man. No charge means no fun against roaches. An overcharge on the battery. This will only delay the killing blow here just for a moment. And this is looking very grim. I feel like there was a lot of promise, and I really like the build. I just don't like the very tiny small... Maybe there's a tiny small adjustment you kind of need to do at the end. But this is a build I would steal for my ladder games, because it's such a powerful move. you can pull off there with so many gates, so many gateway units. But as you can see, against someone on Solar's caliber, this is not working, it's not supposed to work. And unfortunately, it didn't work. He's staying long in the game. Warping in another stalker in the wall here. GG is gonna be called. And Solar does take this game. Okay. I kind of wanted to see this one, now I saw it. Next we do a TVT between Bjorn and Epic. It's also one that I missed yesterday. I wanted to see it. So ask for the replays. Alrighty guys, it's best of 3. It's Psystorm against Rebellion. The Shopify Rebellion. In the bottom right, we got Bjorn. In the top left, it is Epic. TVT here, ladies and gentlemen. Could be a long one, could be a short one. The water could be hot or cold. It could be raining outside, or it could be sunny outside. You never know until you check. The cat could be dead, or it could be alive. There we go. Full quantum mechanics explained in one little afternoon here with Mapu. No issues whatsoever. Couple of barracks going down. Very mirror build so far. Barracks into gas. No gas firsts here. Because Epic can hold his own against the likes of Bjorn or Dark. And yeah, he can take maps. I've seen it. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. There's the first deviation. We got a faster second gas here for Epic. Bjorn seems to want to play that one Rex expand style. It's going to use this SCV to scout. Apparently this is something you kind of need to do if you play the one Rex expand. And we'll have to wait and see if he even goes into a Reaper. I would think so. Just because, well, if you don't go Reaper, you have to make so many Marines. Because you don't know if your opponent goes Reaper Hellion. And then you're kind of screwed if you're only on one Marine. So yeah, he's going to make that Reaper. And he's gonna throw down the command center very soon after this. Now, there's the scout coming in. It's gonna confirm the factory. It's gonna confirm the barracks producing. And yeah, Bjorn behind this, as I said, throwing down a CC. Gonna get the Reaper. Is he gonna get a Marine or the factory or an add-on, or what are we gonna see here? So it's gonna be a Marine afterwards. You might want to keep that SCV around on the high ground here with the Reaper. Try and intercept. But he knows he can't really be the aggressor. Oh, he's not gonna keep it. That's interesting. So Epic has a chance here to just snowball this fight. Bjorn does see this, might just snipe the SCV. I don't think he's gonna get it though. There's the Marine though, helping this out, and yeah. Epic is gonna lose the SCV. That's a free SCV from Bjorn. Bjorn's gonna be happy. He's gonna throw down a bunker in the front. He's gonna have... Already catching that first SCV is actually quite nice here. It does kind of prevent the snowball very early on. And yeah. He just keeps on producing Marines because he simply must. He doesn't have any choice. He can't really go for an add-on right now. That's the only thing you kind of force here as Epic with that build. And I guess the scout that Bjorn did. Going for a... Oh man, that bunker finishing in the right in the nick of time here. So he could move the rest of his units to the north. Actually, Epic could have gone behind this and killed these two SCVs. And Bjorn is like, man, actually, yeah. He could just go behind this. So he moved them to the bottom and he evacuated these SCVs. So at least he's forcing some mining time delay here. Bjorn is targeting on that Reaper. He's trying to get that one, but the 1 HP is going to be enough to get away here. Now we do see a Cyclone, of course, as is the catch-all unit in the TVT early game, and that from both players. There could be a double Cyclone and a drop from Epic. I don't expect it though. I'd rather see the full Marine and Cyclone drop. And there's going to be a tech lab on that starport already for Bjorn to go into those Ravens. Now Epic can potentially snowball this a little bit. If he brings his Cyclone and the Marines across the map, He only has 2 Marines though, it's kind of funny. Oh no, he has 4. Oh, they just finished up. What a perfect timing, can't believe it. And then he just jumps up with the 2 Reapers, right? Drops the Cyclone, the Marines, jumps up with the Reapers. Gonna be quite the powerful force here. Where are the Marines from Björn? Oh, so he's in the natural with the Marines, and he's in the main with the Cyclone and the Reaper, and 1 Marine is in the bunker. I wouldn't care about the Hellion. Like, send the Hellion in very late, jump up with the Reapers, but there's 2 Cyclones. Yeah, Björn going for the additional Cyclone. It's just gonna make this so messy. Unfortunately, cancelling his own lock on there with a pickup, not picking up the correct unit, and Björn already thrown down a 3rd base right in the face of that medevac. I don't think it was seen though, as you can confirm here. And that's gonna be such a big lead here for Björn in a few moments. The economy is gonna just run rampant. And he already is in an economic lead. And we don't have the income graph unfortunately, but we can already see this reflected a little bit here. He is mining a tiny bit more. And yeah, make it only 100 or 200 minerals per minute. If it's constant, it's just gonna snowball way better for you. He has like only a couple of workers up, but that fast 3rd CC, which has not even been started yet for Epic, is definitely gonna put it into an engineering bay on the way. But on the other side we see double engineering bay on the way. So you can see where these leads are gonna end up. That was the Hellion, by the way, that just exploded there. Björn is also gonna throw down his additional barracks. He has already a tank sitting here, quite nice. Couple of tanks for Epic, so Epic has the better army, right? He's technically he has a medevac, which is pretty good. He has 1 more Cyclone, which is pretty good. The Reapers we can kind of ignore. The tanks, well, I think he was faster to the 2nd tank, so he should be up like almost a tank-ish production wise. There we go. His tank's gonna finish. No, Björn's actually already finished as well, so yeah, Björn caught up in the tanks. And 2 Ravens to 2, then he has 7 more Marines. So that lead, those 7 more Marines, that's basically this 3rd command center. So he tries to put it down on the low ground, immediately denied here by Björn. And Björn's orbiter's already finished. He's already up almost 10 workers. Reaper coming in, gonna go confirm the command center, but unfortunately both do die. He gets the frickin' Cyclone as well, man. Björn is on fire right now. Cannot lose. It's gonna kill a few of those Marines. That nice Marine lead, it is slimming down more and more. Now Björn is gonna push down. He's gonna take his 3rd command center on location. And this base, man, it's not even finished yet. This one, I want to say, already dropped a mule. It didn't though, but it has already a couple mules accumulated. It's a double drop in the bottom, and through the center we see the big push here from Epic. Can he do something with this? He doesn't have combat shields. He does have stim. He's gonna have +1 attack, but he will basically run into a 1-1 wall from those Marines, and that's gonna be quite difficult. It's a very powerful difference in those Marine walls, those upgrades. Björn is gonna try to utilize these. Oh my god, if he can catch a Raven. Oh my god, if he could catch both Ravens. Wow, he almost kills both of them. He doesn't kill any in the end. The double drop came in. It didn't really do anything as well. Almost getting these 2 Ravens. My god, if he can get like 1 more lock on those, or even drop an auto turret into them. Anything. Oh god, again. Okay, it's in medevac. There's the anti-armor missile. Yeah, this army is dust. Damn, it's Dorito dust. Oh, only the Marines do die for now. Epic does kind of evacuate the rest, but I feel like he can't really... Like, Björn can just go. He doesn't need to wait anymore. He can just go. There's a turret even. There's a tank still here. There's a few Marines that are just running into the drop, so they'll go into the bunker maybe? Oh, well, I guess they didn't. But now Björn is rotating down again. He's kind of like, alright, I wanna catch some units. I wanna intercept you. I wanna get a big lead and then win. He has already the economic lead, he already has the army lead, it rippled through, he has the upgrade lead, he's going into 2-2. There's only +1 armor coming online here for Epic. Epic is not looking good in this game anymore. This ripple effect really starting to show quite extreme at this point. We do have double the amount of Marines. There's one more tank. The Air Force is about the same, but what a push here. Now Bjorn is coming in, he's gonna throw a few disables and there's just not enough tanks. So many Marines here for Bjorn, and with that superior upgrade lead, even the auto turrets cannot really do a big difference. Tank does get unfrozen there, but it doesn't matter because the tanks from Bjorn also do unfreeze and they just shoot that one down. So 3 tanks to 1 on the siege line here, and there's one over here as well. Epic smartly repairing that one, it's a good choice. But as soon as we're gonna get at least one of these interference matrices... Oh, that one tank, it's actually gonna die. Tried to save it with the medevacs, didn't work out. By the way, 4th base on location, just finishing up here, and Bjorn is going to turn this around and he's going to fight and shoot his opponent here. A few Marines, spreading them out a little bit, love that spread there against those siege tanks. GG is going to be called, and Bjorn does take the first map in this best of 3 set. Next map's going to be Mothership. Already jumping in this one very soon here. Set it up. Bjorn is 1-0 in the lead. And there we go, in the bottom top right position here of Mothership. It's Bjorn. In the bottom center it is Epic. Now Mothership, a 3-player map, which is kind of interesting. Especially for TVT, it feels like you might be able to get away with the command center first, but you might want to put it on the high ground, if that makes sense, you know? But you could be, it's like really risky. If the Reaper comes in, then you're kind of busted. How big is the Reaper jump in? So there's one over here which is quite large, and then there's one over here which is rather tiny. Yeah, I would love to see like a CC first, but this is a gas first from Bjorn, like total turnaround, and barracks expand from Epic, or at least like the barracks first into the gas, so he might go for a second gas again. I think he's probably gonna do that. It's the very standard build here for the town in TVT. Get that Reaper Hellion going. Didn't really do much for him last game, unfortunately. He couldn't kill an SCV. He also lost his own SCV, which he used with the first Reaper to get across the map. Of course, you're kind of expecting a mirror build here as Epic. By the way, this is gonna be a 1 gas build, so it's just gonna be the 1 Rex expand. And yeah, on the last map you're kind of expecting a mirror build because it's a standard build from the Terran. But this is interesting. Both players go into a 1 gas expand, but you can see the difference. This command center is later, but this it's almost the same, but there's more gas for Bjorn. So he gets the Reaper later, and he gets the factory earlier. There's a factory. Very interesting stuff. Now there's the money for the factory. And there's the factory. So it's quite a big difference on the factory actually. Not too much, but this could be a make or break point for a Cyclone, for example, right? In the very early game. And Bjorn takes it on the high ground. So if there's a scout only into the natural, he just won't see this. Both players are kind of a little bit greedily expanding, so they're just keeping their units at home, funny enough. They're saying like, okay, we do like the maximum greed, which is still gonna be a little bit safe on a 3-player map, and we'll play it even safer because I'll stay on the high ground and we won't send out our units, right? So funny. So they're basically mirroring each other, but just with a tiny difference there. But this is a better start for Epic than the last game. We basically got really the short end of the stick in the build order choices. There's SCV already grabbing that third gas. Epic should do the same very soon here. Or maybe Björn wants to play double starports down. We might have to wait and see what he wants to do with that gas. Epic still taking his time. Trying to establish that one. Of course, there is no Ravens on the way yet. There's no add-ons really here for Epic, except for that reactor. He will now swap around and do something with the factory. And there's a reactor for that barracks for Björn. And of course, the Raven production has already started. We see a drop. This is going to be a Hellion drop here from Epic. It's interesting. On third base from Epic. So faster third base this time from our red Terran here, from American Terran. And Björn is just kind of having the technical army at his arsenal. And there's gonna be the command center. So it's like slight differences between the two in the builds, but it's not too big. Now, can these Hellions find some damage here? This might be big if you can get a couple good shots. That's all you need sometimes. I think he kills like about 7 SCVs if he's lucky. No, this looks like 3 to me. This looks like a good defense. It's 5. It's in between. So 7 would be great. 5 is actually not good, honestly. It's not good. I feel like at least you want to have 7 with a move like that. There's already the second starport here for Epic. He's kind of saying, alright. Even though I got this command center coming in, I don't feel like I can match you in a standard game. So we'll go into the tank Viking wars. Oh, actually, what? He's adding on barracks. This is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this early of a second starport with the additional barracks coming in as well. So usually this is like the 1-1-2. If that makes sense to you, which is going to be Viking Tank Marine. Remember, Marines are going to be plain without any upgrades. Now in Epic's case, he has the third command center, so he's probably like, alright, I just need a little bit of more... I just need that air control and I won't be broken. Because he never went into the Ravens, but there's the Ravens, there's the interference matrixes. He's going to throw down auto turrets though, because the tanks weren't sieged. Might have been a mistake here actually. Vikings are landing. There's a lot of SCVs dying though. Oh, he kills that Raven with that one Viking that was still in the air. The Viking is gonna die. No, the Marine is gonna die instead. Björn has to run. So far so good for Epic here. He's gonna lose another Marine here. Oop. I wish he would repair that one Viking. I love it, man. Vikings on the chase. Ah, the Cyclone is ruining the day. They almost chased him back to the base. This is crazy. So the worker count, all in all, is very even here. There was only one dead SCV in that engagement. That was quite formidable, actually. Kudos to Epic there. He pulled like the whole SCV group and he only lost one SCV. That's pretty big. But yeah, both players are kind of on the same page here. The bases have landed. We do see Stim finishing up here for both players. 5 barracks, medevac production and that factory. On the other side, 5 barracks not yet done. I guess also not for Björn. So a tiny bit behind on production, but he does have that second starport to make up for it. So he will be able to produce way more air units, and you can already see this reflected. He did skip basically on tanks and marines for this. But he has 9 Vikings. So even if these come across the map right now, he can just shoot down the medevacs, then he kind of needs a couple of good shots into the Marines, and then he lands with the Vikings on top of the tanks and just snaps them in an instant. There's the first medevac. So this Air Force is completely uncontested. Björn sees this, how many Vikings is like, whoa. Do I actually make more medevacs? I guess I still do. He still does this. He's gonna throw them just away. It's going to be very difficult to use them with your army as moving pieces here. I'm gonna get that SCV thrown down. Another command center on location potentially. Yeah, actually he's gonna be a little bit afraid, so he'll send that SCV back to work. Not gonna take that 4th base, which would be a little bit risky. So we do have 1-1 upgrades finished for Epic and Bjorn. Bjorn already starting his +2 armor as he likes to do. I'm not going into the damage yet, and Epic is gonna start damage and armor at the same time, so he'll be ahead a tiny bit on the damage department against Bjorn. Oh man, is he gonna keep these depots alive? The Marines inside, there was nothing to kind of spot there, and even though he has so many Vikings, it doesn't matter if they are not in position to shoot down the Medivacs. This is a lot of damage being dealt here right now. This could be game-ending damage. Now, Epic needs to do something. That was 10 SCVs going down, a lot of mining time, a bunch of Marines. There's no battle report in this, of course, but that was a lot going down there, and yeah, a very good trade for Bjorn. Now he's gonna do the same, another 4-drop. This is so risky, by the way. There is 10 Vikings. Okay, it's 9. And he scans the army, he's like, alright, I can boost in. Liberator's on the way, but can Epic even push out? It doesn't seem like that's the case. This is gonna be a siege up on the production a little bit here. Epic is just gonna go across the map, but here's a very big siege line from Bjorn. Bjorn is prepared. He has 4 tanks in a Congo line here. Standing around, is trying to intercept these. Oh, I don't think you want to land the Vikings that far away here, Epic. And the SCVs are going to charge in. The tanks are standing strong. They're dealing so much AoE damage. And behind that, everything's burning down. Bjorn has this game. Takes it serious. Very swift and very sound. Pretty good games though, solid stuff. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going into some Brood War games here. And just need to start that thing up. I have a lot of games prepared for Brood War. Just because I don't have any games prepared anymore for StarCraft 2. So when we go to StarCraft Brood War. Just gonna swap the category. There we go. So who are we gonna watch first? I think we wanna go and watch Sue against Light. Or do we start on the top or on the bottom? I don't even know. Is this Vegeta, Sky, Paralyze against Ample, Sue against Effort in the ZVZ. Not ready for the ZVZ yet. We might want to start on top. What do we have here? It's Rain against Lava. Rain against Lava, that's a pretty solid one, if you ask me. Let's just do that. Rain against Lava. Alright. And we do jump into game. Just need to do the Brood War socials. There's the game. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rain against Larva here. It's a ladder match, of course. Should be a great one, though. Some great players, both ASL champions in the past. Amazing players here. Let's see what kind of game Rain wants to open with here. This is going to be that Gateway Expand, which has been the kind of new age protostyle of. It's going to be a Forge Expand, which is the safer way to go about it, but it just kind of cuts into your flexibility quite a lot. Should be a gateway expand. Oh no, he's going for that forge expand. So he's gonna send out 2 probes here to potentially harass the Zerg and try to cannon rush. Now this is not gonna work because there's a pull first here from Lava. So he's basically already defended against the cannon rush, and these 2 probes, you kind of have to send them, but that's an investment that's not coming back here for Rain, and he's scouting that this is a cross position for his opponent. So he sees, hey Lava, where are you? Oh, you're not here, so well, and you're not there, I need to find you, and you have to be cross. Now he could just throw down the Nexus himself, but honestly, if you're not careful, there's the pull down. You kind of need to throw down a cannon as well, very early here, behind that one. One probe is going back, the other one is going to go across. So he could have cannon rushed a base if he would have found Lava in the closer other 2 spawn locations, but he didn't see it. He sees the timing on the hatchery, he's like, wait, what? He goes up again, peeks up again, finds the Zerglings, and he knows exactly what's up. So he throws down a cannon at home. It's going to be very nice and safe there. The Zerglings are not going to do anything about that. Oh, that's some good micro here by Lava, actually. You cannot lose this probe this early here. Oh, Rain needs to keep this alive. You need to scout if this is going to be a Hydra bust, and the probe needs to be alive for a long time to do that. That was not good enough. So he doesn't know. This could be a Hydralisk bust, so he kind of needs to prepare for that. He needs to get anything vision-wise across the map to know if there's just gonna be thrown down a Hydralisk Den right now, and if that is gonna try to crush him. Like, even it's not even now where it's supposed to happen. So yeah, this is so crazy, man. Getting the probe so early, and he doesn't send out another one, which is interesting to see. So he'd probably try to send out the Zealot and see what he can find with that. He kind of needs to see if there's a Hydra Den, or ideally you want to see this, basically, right? So you want to see, is a Hydra Den, is it going to be a lair, for example? Lair indicates a Spire, and then some Scourge to kind of fend off the Corsairs. But if you get the probe out so early, you can almost go into some Mutalisks. I mean, there's not even the core done yet, and Rain has no idea even if there's a 3rd base. Yeah, let's see. Pretty sure it's gonna be a Spy in just a moment. The lair finishing up, peeking up to 200 gas. This looks very perfect. Lining up beautifully. There is gonna be that Spire. Boom. So we might see some mutas. Probably not too many, but you can always go for some early mutas and try to overwhelm the Protoss a little bit. The Stargate is gonna come in, of course, and it has to. There's like no choice at this point anymore for Rain. He kind of has to do that. And he's gonna be lucky because this is not a Hydra bust. If this would have been a Hydra bust, he would have been dead. Even though he has the Forge and technically the tools to hold it, there's no way you can hold it if you don't scout it. If you don't make the cannons. So Lava's gonna try to intercept these Zealots. And they won't see much here. They only see the hatchery. At least he finds the hatchery. But he only sees links. I mean, it's also kind of a good indicator. If you see this many links, you know that there should not be a Hydra Den, at least not for a bust coming to greet you on the other side of the map. So he can just kind of keep the wall safe against the links, and he doesn't need to throw down extra cannons. And he can go into his gateway production, he can go into the Templar Archives, he can go into the upgrades. Should probably start Zealot speed very soon here. Did he already get it? I don't think so. I don't think he did. Is he gonna throw down Storm first? That might be the way of things. I'm not exactly sure on how these Oh, I can see the upgrades, can I? I can see the production over here. Can I see the upgrades producing? Oh yeah, I can see it over here, upgrading. So he'll start a couple of DTs first. And that's where he's putting the money. There's the Corsair being chased down by the Scourge. Now, the Spire has been utilized totally defensive. And yeah, the cannon is gonna fend off the Scourge here. It's gonna shoot down the first one. So that's gonna be great news for Rain. Because he didn't really adjust his build. He didn't really make too many defensive units. He is not kind of bowing under the unknown there. He's making one additional cannon to get a little bit more safety going here against the potential Link Flood. And he's just sending out the DTs on the map. And he'll wanna see if he can maybe catch a few of these guys here. The drones. There's gonna be that sunken. There's only a couple links. The DT gets really, really good drill there. Oh my god, he only loses one drone. That was a perfect drill there. Crazy man, lava on fire here. That was really good. And now he's actually going into meters. The meters have been seen though by the DT. That's a great scout. So he needs to keep on making consoles. Immediately starts another one. He already has 5. So he ideally doesn't really want to start more. But as he sees the Mutalisk, of course he kind of needs to do more. It's only 6 meters, and I don't think Lava's gonna commit to more than 6. 6 should be the number you need to kill probes quite easily. But there's already the courses coming in. If you can get some Scourge connections, it would be amazing. Scourge unfortunately do bug out a little bit and do get killed off very fast here. And yeah, 6... Yeah, he gets one of them. Gets 1/2 done, but these mutas are basically already done. This was not enough Scourge with the mutas, and the one additional Corsair really did some favors here. Finally we do see Storm coming in. He should probably cancel these 2 Corsairs. He already killed most of the mutas. You never know if there's gonna be more. And there's actually gonna be a bunch of Scourge trying to chase down. By the way, Scourge have hilarious vision. Look at that. They barely see the Corsairs. It's crazy. So he loses the DT, by the way. But he's actually making more mutas, so it's a correct call here to keep on producing these Corsairs. And now you see this gateway explosion happening. It is very late. We're already at almost... We're past 9 minutes. This is where the gateways finish up, where you kind of already want to sit at 8 gates. You need to push out eventually as the Protoss. You need to be ready to take this 3rd base, but there come the mutas. You can instantly cancel that. He has so many mutas. I don't think you can really do much. Yeah, there's the cancel. The money does come back, so he does have that. But yeah, this is enough courses to fend off these mutas. Zealots are gonna try and cancel. They will actually succeed and cancel a base here from Lava. And Lava doesn't really have much of a ground force. He's finally getting up his Hydras. He's finally getting up the Hydra upgrades, getting into that range. But he doesn't have them yet, so he needs to kind of be ready to go in there. And this Nexus hasn't been restarted yet. The courses are out on the map. They kind of need to come back. They see where these mutas are. I guess he says, alright, if your mutas are here, we're gonna do some overlord hunting. But it's not like he has DTs out on the map anymore, so he doesn't really profit that much from this move. He only kills 1, and then he moves back again. He needs to be careful, of course, from the Scourge. He made so many Corsair, by the way, and never got +1. I wonder if that's deliberate or if it's a mistake. And he does lose a bunch of these Corsair here, trying to move back. So he really needs to be careful. Only 5 to survive. I think he went up to 7 or something, and he never got the +1 air weapons. He's gonna go into Goon range. Okay. And that's gonna finish up very soon here. So he'll try to just make this work with his ground army while he keeps the rest of the Corsair probably over his army or like in a defensive position. There's no Archon here. There's 3 cannons though. And yeah, looks solid on those Corsairs. I don't think you can do much here as Lava with this Air Force. There's gonna be a storm on those mutas, but unfortunately they do move out of that storm. Oh, he snipes one of the Templars, and that had energy for another storm. That's actually a really big deal here. Can he catch some of the mutas though? Oh, Oh, if he could catch the Mutas. He does get the moving shot going. He has 4 Corsairs still, and he will catch most of these Muliks. Yeah, man. It's gonna be only 2 is gonna survive there. But wow, that was a really good catch here. A really good chase by Rain, and he will also get 1 Overlord potentially. He already Overlord speed here for Lava, so it's gonna be nice for him. He's posturing to set up a 5th base. 4 base is already running here in just a moment. He's already saturated that one, even though it's not done yet. He's actually really saturating. His base is quite high, so he has a lot of minerals, and he is making so many hatcheries. It's kind of crazy to see. He's really competitive in the supply, and already has the Hydras going. Upgrades are coming in. +1 is done. He's going +2 attack, and he gets a 2nd evolution chamber. He already has the speed and range upgrade, of course. Gonna chase down that 1 zealot. He kind of wants to prevent that from killing his drone, but the drone gets stuck a little bit, and he does move it back. It does survive, and he's just gonna take a different base. Man, he's making so many bases, so many hatches. It's insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hatcheries. That's so much production. It's insane. And Rain is just throwing down the 4th base. Those 2 players, they're just making full macro plays here. We do see the Templar amulets coming in for that extra energy. 50 more energy, and I think 25 to start, so they'll spawn with a Psy Storm. Not a High Storm, with a Psy Storm. And we should see some engaging very soon here. 150 supply for both players, man. The supply from Lava is so high, it's insane. He made a few more Mutas, actually a full group Mutas, so he can try to snipe the Templars, and I think Rain saw that. He's gonna try to move back the Templar, try to hide them. Only 2 Corsairs do remain, so there's not much you can do with the Corsairs against the Mutas anymore. We do see the push-in happen here right now from Rain. But this is a very huge Arc of Hydralisk. He has 4 Zealots trying to snipe a base here in the south position, but that's gonna be probably defended here by Rain quite easily. He does lose a lot of health though on that base. And another 4 Zealots are gonna try to break this, but those Hydras should just be in the way and be enough to stop this one. Now this base, it has 1 pylon and a bunch of cannons, but there's no Templar actually standing ready and on guard there. So there might be an opportunity for Lava to move in, but he will get crushed from behind if he doesn't get... If he isn't careful enough. He does remove the pylon, so all of these cannons are unpowered now. But there comes the army from our Protoss player from behind here, from Rain. He's gonna move in. He will lose a bunch of probes though, which he just transferred over, but he will catch all of these Hydras. This whole army is gonna get killed off by that Dragoon force here, and even without Storm, the Hydras are not really doing that much here. So it is a base for an army basically, which just happened here. But in the end, Lava is up in supply, and he's up in tempo. He has this next base, hatchery number 10, established. He's going to transition into more different unit sets. He's making more links right now. He's making lurkers right now. Starting up a lurker defense. He's making some more static D here. This base is actually, there's no lurkers here, so honestly this is gonna be a little bit of a issue. You should probably start some Axe Bro. Yeah, I think you can hold this one. There's no lurkers ready, so this is gonna be very difficult. He will try to come from behind here. He's gonna snipe a Templar there on the top. Wow, some massive storms here though on that north ramp. The storms on the south side do look solid as well. But lurkers are pushing in here. Surround is starting to happen. This north flank is really getting demolished though by storms. Insane stuff here from Rain. But he simply does not have enough firepower, it seems. The Groons though on the high ground, they are probably gonna kill this base. This low ground force, that kind of needs to get out of that way, and he needs to keep firing on the ramp, so he kind of needs to hold that position so he can save his units on the high ground. Seems like he just overextended a tiny bit too much. An Archon is going to spawn in, but the high ground force is going to get demolished here by the reinforcing Hydras, and Well, in the end, the goons didn't do the trick here. We got a few zealots trying to come in here at the third base and kill what they can. They see there's not much to get there, so they move back to the very south base, and it's very low already, so maybe if he just right-click on that once, he doesn't get it. He doesn't do it, so he won't get it. He just moved down there to kind of rotate the zealots out. He again lost a few units here on that top base, but he did re-establish the fourth base. Now he needs to be in position and defend this one. He has a couple of observers to help against the lurkers, of course. And this is such a goon-focused army, it's crazy. It should work in theory very well against heavy lurker play, but not as good against hydras. Like, the more hydras you have, the worse the goons get. But the more lurkers there are, the better the goons do. Kind of funny, but so many dragoons, man, it's crazy. It's a real shift in the meta how we used to see PvZ get played with all of these heavy dragoon forces recently. It's cool to see, honestly. But the supply is very low at this point here for Rain, and Lava is just looking solid. He did not lose this base, he did not lose the base in the bottom. He has so many resources coming in. 76 drones to 45 probes, it's insane work elite here. And he's sniping these High Templars. One more storm, but that is kind of gonna whiff here. Didn't really hit too many Hydras. The high ground expansion again. Rain trying to break this one. Lava's army is not that formidable yet. He needs to get his units together. He has a lot of drones, so that's where the supply is a little bit inflated. And he needs to get up more units. He had also some defensive positions set up, so not all of the units were actually fighting. So he's fighting with a quite inferior army here in comparison. And he needs to kind of focus to snipe these observers. He has the observer down range finally. And that's gonna make his lurkers gonna be invulnerable to those dragoons here. But can he actually win the fight, or is he gonna lose a base? I don't feel that this is gonna matter too much if he loses this base. Unless Rain can really snowball this one. And I don't think he's even gonna break the base. Wow, this is so crazy. Still gonna have this alive. The observer does make it out alive, that's quite good, and we do immediately see a couple lurker mobs over here. Now he's finally taking this north gas here as well. He can't really mine from this one, so he kinda needs to get that extra one ready, up and running. We already see these Hydras at 3-1 upgrades and only 2-1 here for the Protoss. Of course, you want to have the 2 armor for the High Templars. Trying to get into +2. Oh, this Nidus Canal is kind of exposed here, just to the south side, and a little bit of a surprise attack. Lava immediately is gonna cancel the X here and it's gonna evacuate all the probes, but that's not gonna work, I feel. They should probably get killed here by the Congo line of Protoss. But Protoss is running again into the army of Lava. Lava is moving out at the same time. This time we do finally have some lurkers here on the high ground. They're not positioned well. One does kind of make it out of that storm, so he will stay alive. I can't believe it. 3 drones actually made it back home. But now Lava is gonna collapse on his army, coming from the north side as well here, and again forcing so many storms in different directions. A full surround on his army, just not enough power for the Protoss, not enough energy. Wow, that was a big cleanup here. We only have a bunch of zealots. That was the front line that was kind of missing. They were left behind to kill off the space. Unfortunately, they were not participating in the fight. So that didn't work out for Rain, and Lava is just posturing with units everywhere. It's gonna try to take another main here. He did lose that top expansion, so there was a little bit of headway that was done here for Rain, but it's not enough. And he's still on 4 bases. His first two bases did mine out. And we do see these Lurker Eggs buying so much time here for Lava to rotate all of this army down to the south position here. And if he can catch one more army from Rain, it feels like the game is pretty much over. And he's gonna come again with a big surround. This army is so small. And look at this. There's not really enough high storms stacked up in the Psy Storms as well. So we got like 2 more Psy Storms, and he even morphs them into an Archon. That was 2 storms. So he morphs them into an Archon. Unfortunately, morphs the wrong one there. The one with no energy and 1 HP did not make it. And the reinforcements here from Lava just gonna push in. And only 3 goons and an observer do make it out. Now, Rain is on this base, so technically he's still in the game. He still is mining from this location as well. But his gases are starting to dry up. The main did dry, deplete. The second natural is going to deplete very soon, and he's only going to be on 1 gas. That's simply not enough to keep on producing Dragoons and High Templars. And Lava's just re-establishing bases everywhere right now. It's the observers rallying in. There's the base at the bottom now as well, finished up, and he has so much money. He has so much supply. Now Rain did make a good army again, and he's trying to roam the map again. He's trying to get any objective, but it's gonna be so difficult. Both armies might clash in the middle here in the center. We have some lurkers getting intercepted there. A couple of good storms. I'm gonna crush 2 of these lurkers. No, actually only damaging them. The High Templars need to be careful, and this is kind of the last army that you can make as the Protoss, because your geysers are gonna be depleted after this fight. So this is the High Templars you see right now. Those are basically gonna be all you're gonna get very soon here for the Protoss. And he still is trying to roam southwards, trying to pull the Zerg army with him. And Lava doesn't really know where to go. Can't keep up with that movement. And I think Rain might want to secure another base. I want to see a probe push down. There it comes. So he's going to try to secure the base. A nice storm there on the Hydras at least here. And if he can keep this map presence, this map control, this center control, maybe he can take this Nexus. Maybe he can actually play a little bit of a longer game. It's going to be so difficult though. This mineral only base is going to mine out before the Nexus finishes, I think. And that's gonna be the last mining location here for Rain, which is kind of okay defended, but if he cannot get this Nexus up and running, he needs to kind of get that gas already. Start the gas already, the geyser. Now he's pushing into the south center base here again. If he can kill that one, but there's a bunch of lurkers actually. 4 lurkers here ready for the defense. Starting to chew through the zealots, and there's the reinforcements coming from the north here. A good storm, double storm there. Oh, that was money there. Whoa! Suddenly things look a little bit different. But there's less and less High Templars. Another Archon has to be morphed here. Lynx and Hydra is reinforcing, storming his own observer, and GG is gonna be called. This last army is gonna get broken. And what a game from Lava here against Rain. Now I need to pee, so excuse me a moment. Also need to ban this dude. Quick restroom break. What a good game. So, that was the first one. A second, I need to move that one. Aircraft maps replace. Done. That was rain against lava. Now let's go into Mind against Queen at TVZ. Why not? Pretty strong players. Mind and Queen. Not exactly sure about Queen, but Mind was basically there from the old Pro League days, so it's a very, very old school player. Oops. Need to properly set this up here. There we go. In the bottom position, bottom left position, we got Queen, and in the top left position, we got Mind. Mind was one of the strong Terrans, actually, in Pro League. He was, in his respective time, he was actually one of the stronger people and had some really good runs. Oh, what's this? What's this Kakaroo? It's a hallucination Kakaroo! What the F? I didn't know, man. It's gonna run out in a moment. Oh no, we don't see it expire. No, I wanted to hear the sound. It's gone. That's so funny. I wonder why those are there. So Mind is gonna do a low ground wall here against this, and this should be a hatchery. Oh no, it's actually gonna be a pool before hatchery. It's gonna be a 9 pool here into the Overlord. Sorry, the Overlord before pool, of course. So overpool on 9. I'm not exactly sure anymore which one was the build that is good against this, or which is gonna be difficult. I think the wall should work against this build though. We might want to throw down a very early bunker here. No, probably not. Just get the supply depot, get that knock plugged up. But unfortunately, you're scouted first here, so yeah. I mean, Mind will see this, he will identify this, he should be fine with this. But he kind of needs to throw down the supply depot, I think, first, and then get the base afterwards, or he's gonna have some trouble. Maybe even want to build a bunker. But yeah, he's immediately gonna throw down the supply depot. So he's gonna make it here. So he has, first of all, the knock to put Marines over there, and he also, I think, this walls this perfectly, so if you put it here, I think it doesn't wall it perfectly. Not 100% sure, but yeah, you might want to pull a couple SCVs with this. Let's wait and see on the reaction here. He of course sees the links come over, he's gonna pull one additional SCV here, and there's a second one. Should probably want to put one over here and one there or something. No, one is, this is only gonna make the command center, so there's the SCV. Gonna be chilling here on hold position with the Marines. The wall is complete, the Zerglings are there. Nothing to be afraid of. Looking very good. And that's a good scout here, by the way. So Mind sees with the SCV where the third base is gonna be. That's really good, actually. So he can pull back that SCV. That's something that you don't see too often. But he can pull this one back and kind of try to save this one. Let's see the Marines push out and kill one of the Marines here. Sorry, one of the Zerglings. Or maybe they can save the SCV. And there could be actually some damage over on the other side of the map. The SCV is coming with this. There's 4 Marine. It's not going to be a bunker. Don't get too excited about this. He's going to scout with the SCVs in the front and check for additional links. And if he sees, wait, you're not making links, maybe I can actually commit and push to make some drones or kill some drones. But he will find the links. He also sees the lair timer. This is some quality gaming here by Mind so far, and everything that Queen has been trying to do is not really working out. Like, it's not like he has to react to anything from Mind, but he just could not deny the scout, which you optimally want to do. he couldn't really catch these Marines, which you optimally oh my god, I can't talk anymore. Which you in best case scenario want to do. So catching the 4 Marines, getting the scout, those are things you kind of would love to have to happen. But it didn't work out the way you wanted to, so now you gotta deal with it. 2 barracks academy here, and that engineering bay following this up. Of course, the 2 base. It's the 3 base spire, I guess. There's the spire. So we're on 3 bases here for Queen. Still the spire coming on. That of course means the spire is a little bit later. But he does have the 3rd base already up and running. Links are just posturing at the entrance. They're kind of waiting to see when that move out is gonna happen for the Terran. That medic is gonna go very aggressive. Man, that would have been a mistake losing this one. So he's gonna make a firebat to stand in this kind of knock and defend. So no links can come in and kill his SCVs. 2 more barracks is gonna go up to 4. +1 is started. Stim is about to finish up. And the army is going across the map. Now double firebat here. He's gonna keep this safe. Come on, you need to put one on the edge there. There we go. And he needs to repair the supply depot, but yeah. Firebats are gonna be too strong. We'll push back these links. Unfortunately, they're not strong enough now to kind of reinforce the army. Because they would get picked off on their own. Now roaming to the 3rd base, and that needs to be defended here. There's a couple Sunkens and a bunch of links, and mine is not even gonna risk it. He just says, alright, you probably made the proper defenses, so we will just go back. And of course he's afraid of the lurker transition, but that's not happening yet. First we do see the mutas is only 2. That's not too many though. I wonder how many he's actually gonna make. Of course he's producing a few more, but he might stop at like 6 or 8. Oh. Now we do have a bunker behind this with the double firebats inside and 1 Marine. That's kind of cool. So if you try to break that bunker with links, you get a heated up surprise. So 5 meters. It's gonna be the number for now. Got 1 more joining in the club there very soon, and he's making a couple more. So at least we will see those 8. Oh, did he just lose 1? He might have lost 1 to a Marine now. Yeah, 1 got killed by the Marine, it seems. A lot of turrets. There's a lot of units behind this actually. I don't think this was ever seen with a 4 barracks setup, and without the proper defensive tools it's gonna be a little bit difficult. Oh, a Queen's Nest tanking here from Queen. So he's basically saying like, look at that, I'm going Hive, you better do something about this. And Mind is saying, alright, my +1 is about to finish, let's push out. He's going across the map here, a lot of Marines, a bunch of medics. Not too many medics though, very emphasizing on power units here. Only 5 medics for so many Marines, and we do have a bunch of Marines reinforcing with this as well. 5 sunken colonies. The Queen's Nest is gonna get killed. He already got what he wanted, which is the Hive, so if there's ever gonna be a mech transition, the Queen's Nest would need to be rebuilt. Can those Marines break this though? The reinforcements coming in just now, they didn't stim to get inside this fight here fast enough. Unfortunately, they still did miss their timing just by a little bit, and now it seems like the firepower is just not there anymore. And reinforcements are not coming fast enough here for our Terran player. Oh, this SCV is stuck. He's trying to teleport it out through this way, and it did work, so he does get it out. That's a messy base though. Oh, these Marines and the medic, they're gonna get caught here by these mutas, and you never really want to lose isolated groups of units as a Terran. This army is so flimsy at this point. It's only 6 Marines. No, it's actually only 6 Marines and 5 medics, so It's a very healthy army, but they don't have a lot of punch. Kind of want to join forces with this group of Marines here to make this a little bit more, yeah, powerful. Now he will find these lurkers in the center. A couple of Marines did die. He did stim in. He's gonna finish off one of the lurkers, and he might be able to turn around and shoot some of Mutas down. He's gonna catch none of them, unfortunately for him. Oh, he catches one, so a tiny bit sloppy by the movement there of Queen. Does lose one additional one, which he didn't need to lose. And he will go into the Nidus Canal, into a Greater Spire, or he already has the Defiler Mount. We already do consume on the way. No third base yet. So the Terran, he's only going into his double vessel. He's playing with the Engineering Bay. Number 2 coming in. And yeah, Queen is like, wait, do you already have a third? Wait, no? Oh, and this is why not, because he went into the double dropship, but this, what? He only loads up one? Is he gonna bring in one more? What is he gonna do? I think he might want to try to bust this base. You need to, yeah, load up 2 ships though. Maybe he's gonna transfer everything over here. He will shoot down the Overlord. He does not want this to be seen. This might be a really good move. Is Queen gonna find out about this though? The Mutas are kind of smelling something. He will catch a few of the Marines, and now the things is gonna start to happen here. The army's inside the base. Everything was dropped. One medic is here as well, but the Defiler's already there, popping out in the perfect moment of time. I think this is gonna be difficult to break here. Did you just lose both dropships to the Mutas? Yeah, he did. And you don't wanna, you wanna keep these Mutas alive, so he's actually gonna morph them into Guardians now. Now Darkswarm does not prevent buildings from taking damage. Oh, snipe the lurker! He does get the lurker, he does get the Lynx, he does get the Hydra. Does he get the base? I think he does. One more Dark Swarm, it's not gonna happen. He's gonna go for the base, and he does kill the hatchery. That's a really good kill here. That's a lot of momentum gone here from our Zerg player, Queen, and that's basically your income going down. Did he actually place the first base off center? It looks like that was the case, yeah. Now the Guardians are being scouted. Dropships are still here. They didn't make it out apparently. And they will pick up the units and leave. Unfortunately, he was not able to elevator them over. A couple of lurkers trying to harass the third base, but that's not even done yet. So the tempo is not bad for Queen. But like with this kill on the third base, that's basically what needed to happen here. And now we do even see Irradiates going down on the Defilers, on the Lurkers, and he made not Broodlords, he made Guardians, but they're just sitting here. Like, what is he doing? It's a Guardian defense? It doesn't make that much sense, honestly. It's gonna be the Dark Swarm, the Lurkers. Can he kill the Defiler? He does actually manage to pick it off, and he's just going into more and more command sets. This is where the Terran starts to just be free on the map here. He kind of has that map control right now. The Zerg is defending. There's the Greater Spire, by the way. He could potentially shoot this from up here. Unfortunately, these Marines are not fighting a fight they can win. The dropship is gonna get killed off. Well, both of them will be. And the Marines are not finding too much damage. These 2 lurkers though getting intercepted here by that army. That's quite nice. One does kind of make it out alive, but this is not dealt properly with. So these Marines, they're just kind of still sticking around, being alive here. And now lurkers coming in to try and deal with this. The frontal army has been decimated. But still a couple of Marines in here, still a couple of Marines over here doing their thing here, and man. Oh, the medic did die. This medic, man, it's the perfect wall. Now finally he recognizes he's gonna start to shoot that medic. But this Marine, let's have a look at this kill count. 9 kills. And there's two more medics. Unfortunately they don't move, so they just provide some vision. Now the Eraser's gonna come in here. No, he's gonna start to kill the lurkers first, and then he's gonna use the Eraser here. So bye drones. He's gonna try to evacuate them into the main, actually, not into the Nidus. Is a little bit of an interesting choice. You can just move over to the main, honestly, here. this vessel group. Man, the Filers, 2 of them are gonna go down. There's the Scourge coming in, so if he can catch the vessels would be amazing. But Marines are gonna be there. They are plagued though, needs to be careful. So he loses 1 vessel, he has a couple more of them plagued. There's the Guardians just kind of walking through vessels in the middle of the map. 2 are getting irradiated, 1 is getting killed by Marines. There's also still a few Marines here. If they can kill this Defiler, oh my god, man. This game is looking really sloppy here from Queen at this point. Ah, the scan runs out. The poor Marine, he almost got it. But yeah, I mean, Mind is looking like he's cruising right now. He has a lot of idle SCVs, which is not that great, but I mean, he has a lot of them. He just needs to get the mining. He has this base in the top right position. He can start to think about a transition into mech if he wants to ever. And start to think about a bunch of tanks. And yeah, he's just making vessels work right now. SKT, Terran here. The efficiency comes from the vessels. The throwaway units are your Marines. And Queen can't keep up production right now, it seems like. Even a 1 HP vessel is gonna be the racer here. Trying to kill some drones. There's one Hydra that could just move over and kill this. But he's a little bit preoccupied on the right side. The Hydra's coming in now. Hydra's moving closer. I want to see this happen. Got one Overlord. For a second I thought it was the Guardian. But there's the vessels going down. Now Mind is saying, alright. We've a lot of pressure put on. We've got a good contain on your natural. Let's try and see if we can push and break this third base from you. A bunch of Lurker X are gonna be morphed in face of that Bio Army. That's a great plague on top of all of these vessels. You kind of need to repair those. One Hydra here is gonna morph into a Lurker to prevent the units from coming forward. And this army kind of got leashed into the sunken colonies, and this got killed off, so that contain is gone. A lot of the medics do fall as well. The vessels are all gonna go home. They're all red, so you need to kind of repair them back up. It's got a bunch of SCVs to do that. And we do see the additional factories coming in a little by little here. So he will start up that mass tank production. I wonder if he needs to shift click those, bro. There's no auto repair. Still a little bit preoccupied here against these Zerglings in the bottom, and he is gonna catch this rotating army. That's a nice catch here. Oh, Mind again. Man, he killed so many of those units. He's gonna stim and go back into the bunker. And it seems like there's no way for any Defilers to come through. They do the same trick again. And Queen is gonna GG. He just can't find an opening, can't find another base. He's been mining from his bases for just not long enough, as we can see here. And this game is done. Mind does take this one. GG. Pretty good game. What a really nice map control game from Mind, and then expanding just the right amount. And he had the next transition set up. He went into the factories. So next up would be the tank production. So we've got this one done. I've got a lot of TVZs. Let's see PVT maybe. Do I have a PVT? There's a PVT Ample against Paralyze. I actually have a lot of TVP. Wait, what? Okay. actually have a game from Su against Mind. Let's check this one out. It's gonna be on Dominator. Let's hop into the game. In the center right position we have Su, and in the bottom left position we have Mind. Su against Mind. Su, the SC2 player, after his retirement, he announced his retirement in StarCraft 2. The first thing I did him do, literally, in the friends list, the first thing he did, he wasn't online in StarCraft 2 anymore, he was online in StarCraft Brood War. And from that day, every day he has been grinding. Every single day he has been on the grind, become a Brood War professional again. He was playing for SK Telecom back in the day in Brood War. He was a up-and-comer, but he wasn't really... I think he was on the roster for Pro League, maybe like the last 2 seasons or something before SC2 happened, somewhere around there, and he was an up-and-comer during the time. But he never really made a splash, didn't make an impact. In StarCraft 2, of course, we know Su, we love Su, he is a very good player, he did a lot of things, he achieved much, he has won World Championship title even under his belt. And he has a lot of second places to him as well. A little bit of a curse, but he is one of the best players to have ever touched the game, undoubtedly, in StarCraft 2. So yeah. Great player, and definitely has taken it to the biggest stages, honestly. Like, it doesn't really get much bigger than the World Championship trophy, right? So if he ever makes it to an ASL, I don't expect him to be that nervous, honestly. He did make it into so many GSL finals as well, even though he never won one. He has like so many stage experience. In Korea, outside of Korea, it's insane. Like a decade basically of high-end competition on stage, in front of audience, international and national for him. So yeah. I do see him harass that SCV. Poor SCV man is gonna get spit on by the drone quite a bit, but the Marine is gonna come and help out, push that one away. Mind going with this wall here. So he's gonna wall and then he's gonna throw down the command center. And we should see the academy and second barracks come out eventually after this. Now, Su went with a pool into hatchery, I think. Oh, maybe it was a hatch. No, it was a hatch into pool, and he's gonna go into his lair immediately afterwards. It's gonna delay the Zergling speed a little bit. Mine is gonna push across with a few marines. Might want to try to snipe a drone, snipe an overlord. The links, the first couple of links are there, but you kind of have the potential to do something with these marines. He's actually gonna pull them back though, so doesn't want to risk it. Of course, you're exposing yourself because you will. Those are throwaway pieces at that point. They won't get back home, and yeah, he doesn't want to do that, so he would expose himself at home. Zerg production definitely can swing a little bit more strong in one direction. There's the academy coming down, there's the second barracks, and there's the academy 2 rags. Coming in with that SCV again. It's gonna probably find the Spire, I would want to say here. Oh, it's a pretty obvious 2-base Spire play from Su. I would be surprised if we see a Lurker then, but there's the Spire already. And it will be spotted, so good information here from Mind. Yeah, 2-base Spire is going to be a little bit more aggressive. Those 2 links are not going to be enough to fend off these Marines. But yeah, unlike the last game against Queen, where Mind was kind of dealing with a 3-base Spire, this time the 2-base Spire is gonna be a different story. He has to play way more defensive against this. There is no 3rd base that he can try and pressure. I mean, he's gonna throw this down now, so actually he could, but he needs earlier turrets. He's gonna delay his upgrades a little bit. And it's gonna delay his additional barracks, the number 3 and 4, so... He's already saying, alright, 2 medics, 1 firebat, let's go. Let's go and force the meters to be defensive. Spire is not done yet. The Lynx are trying to buy some time here. So far... Mine is not really falling for this. He's just pushing across the map. He can't really do much with this. I mean, there's like he should be meted by Sunkens and stuff, right? So there's gonna be 2 Sunkens. There's gonna be the Lynx. There's gonna be the meters hatching. So this army is just not big enough to actually break something at this point. But he just forces this by moving out, right? If he actually gets to the base and the Sunkens are not there, well then he can break it. Or at least attempt to. And you kind of need to pull drones and get a really good drone drill going and have enough reinforcements coming in. But you'll lose a lot of economy doing that, and yeah, it's not really worth it. You'd rather sacrifice the 2 drones, get the static D up and running, and just keep them out from ever going inside even. And that's a cool position there for the turret. I really love stuff like this. When I see this, I'm like, my Terran heart is just happy, you know. It's just, I'm just happy. Now Su is starting to accumulate more and more meters here. He should probably go into that +1, is actually doing this, and the 3rd base is up and running. The hatchery did finish up. He needs to saturate this yet, but he will do very soon, and he needs to get that gas up and running. There we go. As soon as it finishes, immediately throwing down the drones to go in that one. And now it's full on meter production and a slow transition into those lurkers. And that hive eventually. But first we need to see some micro. So far not much engaging has happened here in this game. We only saw a few Lynx getting killed off. And the meters are still just kind of accumulating themselves here against this marine ball. And the marine ball is actually not moving. It's just like, man, we see you, you see us, we see you too. Don't move, brother, or we're gonna shoot you. And the meters is basically the same, like, do you have one who's kind of wants to look a little bit closer? Come closer, take a look. We'll have some nice to say to you. The nice thing being a glaive worm. So he says, alright man, I can't really pressure your ball of marines, so let's kill a couple turrets inside of your main. Doesn't lose a meter, so he'll rotate out probably the weakest one. Oh, that's a very aggressive position for that weak one to stand around. And he makes more and more meters. So Su is gonna play this very extensive meter style and is slowly transitioning into the lurker play now. Oh, so he's gonna go with a double group, I guess? No. No. Is he? Is he though? Now he has to. Now he has to commit. He moves in. He commits. He loses a bunch of meters as well. But he also kills this whole army. He kills the turret setup. Can he get that medic? Yeah, that's definitely worth it. Oh, he might lose more meters. So he lost 5 meters, I want to say, in this fight. Which he had as an excess group there. So was it worth it? I'm not sure. He does kind of reset the Terran army a little bit. So he, in the end, prevents him from really pushing out across the map. But he also sacrifices a lot of money for that. He does go into the lurkers, he does go into Hive, so he still needs to buy more time here. He's gonna throw down more glaive terror here in the natural base. He's gonna shoot down the supply depot, most likely. The setup I loved so much is already destroyed here. Even though I still think it was a great setup. Turrets have to be remade here in the main base for Mind. Mind has to play this very defensively until he gets his vessels, basically. You cannot really kill the Mutas reliably, or like vessels or Vakrs. Those are the 2 ones. Those 2 Marines, man. They're a little bit too aggressive for their own good. So it's basically vessels or Valkyries you need to make against so many Mutas. And he will go into that vessel transition, which is definitely going to be the more solid late game choice, because you kind of need to fend off lurkers and defilers as well. There's a drone that wanted to be a Mutalisk, but unfortunately that did not work out, so it has to go back. We see the Terran push out a little bit here, but Su is kind of preventing that from getting too far without harassing. He has 2 groups of mutas now. There's only 5 very low ones though going home right now. It does not go into further upgrades. I think he only sits on the +1. The Terran upgrades are on 1 very soon here. The armor's gonna finish in a moment, and then he should start to add another engineering bay and get his 2-2 rolling eventually. He's not there yet. Is he only on 3 barracks? Oh no, there's the 4th one, okay, in the natural. But this is already enough time. Su did do what he had to do. He gets up a little bit of extra defenses. He has his lurkers in place. He has the Defiler mount. Oh, he doesn't have Consume yet though. So he still needs to do a little bit more, but this should be fine. Mind is not really moving, it seems. So things are looking good in Muted Town. Now Su might want to think about a 4th base as soon as he gets his Defilers up and running. And might want to try and see if he can't break one of those bases. The natural, the 3rd. Maybe get a drop going into the main. He does have the double vessel for now. Did not go into dropships. And he's just posturing to take a 3rd base himself, it seems. Might want to throw down a bunker before the actual command center down there. Oh, there's a vessel. It doesn't have the energy. It needs to pull back over the turrets. The army is trying to catch these mutas, but they're just a little bit too slow. So mine is like, alright man, let's move out. 4 Marines and an SCV. I wonder what those are gonna do. Having a barbecue or something. Trying to grill the minerals, but that's gonna take a while for them to actually get them well done here. A lot of scans happening right now, and he scans the 3rd base, so he finds that he scanned like 2 different locations, which were not where the bases were. And Su's just in SC2 fashion, kind of just going in one Congo line of bases. So we do see an irradiate here on one of these lurkers. There's a couple of stacked lurkers, but there's actually 3 stacked lurkers there, so that's a lot to chew through. The mutas are gonna go aggressive here. They will deny the space. Yeah, I said you need a bunker, bro. There's no bunker. The base, the SCV gets killed. The Marines do get killed, and the base gets cancelled. No, he did get killed. Oh god, he didn't cancel it. Can't believe it. Can't believe that he doesn't cancel this. So he loses the base. It's a kill. It was not a cancel. We did not see the money come back, pretty sure. He does get a really nice irradiate though, again on those mutas. He just killed 3 of the mutas. 1 Marine tries to do his part as well. Didn't work out, but this is a massive army here from Mind roaming the map right now. But Su's defensive positions are looking stronger and stronger. He gets the Defiler now in place as well. More and more lurkers are morphing right now. And his macro engine is going. You might want to do the plague grind. Oh, he catches one of the vessels. That's a really big one. With 2 Scourge, kind of for free there. He has 4 lurkers stacked under this Overlord as well. So it's kind of difficult to click on. Can't click there from the side. It's actually really difficult to click. This is a very nicely placed Overlord. Kind of needs to click next to it. He's basically using the very basic tricks, but kind of really to perfection. So love to see this. He also has a Ling on top here to make it a little more difficult to click on. So it's really cool stuff. And there's the 4th base. I don't think he can hold this one. There's only 2 lurkers up there. There's no Defiler with this. And I think you can just push through here as the Terran. Needs to be careful though. There's still a double lurker stack. If you can snipe the Nidus Canal, there's no saving, nothing here on the flank. Before the Defiler comes out, oh, the Nidus is still alive. Now it falls. We need to see a couple more lurkers morph here, I think. But in the end, Mind kind of doesn't make headway there across the bridge. And Su does still hold that one. Vessels trying to go back through the center of the map doesn't really work out here. They could get intercepted by a bunch of rotating Hydras, but this base is cancelled. The 4th base attempt of the Zerg is not going up for now. And he doesn't have the Nidus to kind of rotate his Defiler anymore. It's a very interesting concept, but you kind of basically only need one Defiler defensively as a Zerg. Oh my god! How did this... I didn't see the Defiler move with this group, and so did... neither did Mind. So now he has a Dark Swarm on this base, immediately lifting this up. Is gonna probably relocate to the mineral only, instantly abandoning this position. Whoa! Because this is so much lost mining time here. There was a panic mode there going on that, like, kill the frickin' Defiler as fast as possible, don't lose the base. That was a really good reaction though. And he's setting up some siege tanks behind this now. He went up into one factory so far. It's going more barracks. This base is starting to look a little bit messy at this point. We still have a few Marines. I guess only medics here in the top. The Marines did evacuate to a different place. They left the medics behind. Oh, there's an interception here potentially on this army. Or is it? Who intercepts who? The Lynx are kind of getting caught here. And that's a bunch of Lynx getting caught. But we do have a few Lurkers trying to deal damage. Yeah, they get a good spines there in the end. A few good spines. So it's a trait. God, sometimes these medics are just insanely powerful. Move the Lurker. Oh, now it's killed off. This one's out of energy. But yeah, we see a deny here on the bottom of this of the map, on the bottom base, and potentially another deny in the north. This is a stand-in army. If it gets reinforced by a medic, it would be very powerful. It's gonna get killed off by these Zerg forces though, but we'll trade as good as they can for now. And now we do see Mind push in here again in this base and trying to keep the Zerg off 4 bases really. Does have a bunch of fire bats with this time, so he can kind of fight under Dark Swarms a little bit. Oh god, that was such a fast kill. There's so much DPS in this army. But this is now Lurkers morphing under the Dark Swarm, so that could pose a difficulty, an issue here for those fire bats. He needs to be careful with those Marines, man. There's the Lurker done. Basically what has to happen is, if you want to have... He's not burying this Lurkers, man. He's actually attacking a different base, but we already see siege tank defense starting to happen here as well. The 2 medics are tanking so much damage from those Hydras. This is looking okay here. Oh, there's actually more siege tanks on the high ground. But that's the 3rd base that got relocated to this position. Now he's gonna relocate it again to the north, it seems like. It's funny, man. This base is floating left and right. But it is staying alive, which is one of the key mechanisms you need to have happen here as a turn player. Can he catch those Scourge? It does intercept them. And Su is struggling. He cannot get a 4th base up and running. He's trying to sneak one in here. In the meanwhile, he's trying to get a good engage in the center of the map, just army to army. Trying to trade armies here as he takes the bases behind. And gets a couple of Dark Swarms running, but not enough. Congo line of Marine medic going into the north again. 1 Lurker and a couple of Hydras are probably not going to do the trick here. 1 scan is going to break this Lurker very easily. It still does get a very good spine inside of the Marines here though. And maybe these reinforcements are enough to save the base, and it seems like the answer is yes. So Su will defend this base in the north and the base in the south. It is finished up. He still needs to saturate it though, and he is starting to run out of steam. This is not even close. Like, look at this. The geyser has 24 gas. If he loses this base again, it's gonna be tough. He's gonna have a few rough moments. He needs to get the defense going. He doesn't have the units in position. Everything is kind of roaming in a different spot, and this base will get killed off. You should cancel these buildings. I don't think you can save this. It just simply does not have the unit, the firepower. Yeah, he's canceling this gas. I like the choice. Evacuate the drones. Oh. There we go. Vessels coming in here. None of them are 1 HP, so the mutas are not going to kill any of those. No plagues here to be had. The meat is getting leashed into the Terran army is not great here. Loses them for free, basically. The Zerg army rotating now from the north to the south here, and he still has a bunch of units ready up that ramp. But he's starting to bleed off a lot of his units, and there's no real composition in this. There's like mostly links right now, a few Hydras inside, a few Mutas, but the Lurkers are not there. This base though is starting up and running, so the base which was necessary, oh my god, he deletes the 5-stack Lurker there, or 3-stack or whatever it was. Man, Su is gonna have a tough time. He's trying to intercept the reinforcements here from behind and then probably set up a flank. He gets the Dark Swarm going, which is gonna help him kind of stabilize the position a little bit, if he can get a few Lurkers under. And he will. He gets another Dark Swarm closer to the tanks. That's a pretty good pushback here. And no more Firebats with his army, but the Hydras do all die. Oh man, the Lynx. The drones even tried to come and assist in this fight. You also see this army that came from the north kind of got hung up on those reinforcements. The reinforcements were pulled from Mind very nicely there, so he didn't lose too many units on the rally basically. And because he accumulated a group of units and he doesn't want to break a defensive position, he's just gonna rotate to the north. But there's like random units everywhere. There's a drone, there's a Hydralisk, there's a couple links here and there, there's a Scourge. It's really a weird place, this map. And by the way, mind behind this, he did make finally another command center, so he has another base up and running. He's not even run dry on his main base, he's dry on the natural. So you want to probably think about one more base. Oh, it's another deny here. Another deny. I can't count how many bases I've denied. But Su's not giving up, he just keeps on throwing down hatcheries everywhere. He's so proactive with making hatches everywhere, it's insane. And the weird thing is, it's kind of working. I think he might be one of the most active hatchery builders from Brood War. So why would it work and why wouldn't it work? So first, why it wouldn't work would be, well, he's putting so much money into all of these hatcheries, but they don't really pay off, do they? Right? They don't really mine. It's another like minerals down the drain. It's money you can't spend on army during that time as well. So why does it kind of work? And the answer to that is it delays. It gives him time. It's another resource he's kind of accumulating for himself with that, which he's buying with the minerals. He buys time for the other locations. He buys time for the army to grow again, which is a kind of funny concept, because it's a little bit of StarCraft 2-esque how he's going about this, with that aggressive expansion pattern, just throwing down bases left and right. That's how StarCraft 2 Zergs play a macro game, right? That's not how you play in Brood War in a macro game. You don't expect one base to get killed, that's why you double expand from the get-go. No, no, no. That's just not how it works. But he's just making it work. And why is that? Because the bases he's taken are basically on the opposite part of the map. So Mine has to commit to 1, but it's going to be very difficult to commit to 2. And if he can't break even 1, well, Su immediately is going to have 2 more bases, and that's going to be a big issue. But if he can't break both, well, then it's not great for Su, but he can still operate until his 3-base setup does run out. The main base does run dry, which has happened has happened now, so he kind of needs to be careful how he goes about this in the future. If he loses one of these bases, he's gonna be in a difficult spot, because the natural is also gonna be dry. He kind of needs to run on 3 bases, active mining. And he just has them established, but it's not like he has a lot of freedom with that. Now, Mind coming in is going to deny the gas for now. That's going to be a big one. And Su is just bringing in a bunch of links here for a counterattack. Will kill some SCVs, but not too many. We do see the big fight here in the north happen. A couple Dark Swarms are going to push this back for now. The hatchery is still standing strong. The units from the Zerg do get under the Dark Swarm are going to be invincible. Start to kill off these tanks here, but more and more tanks join in this army. +2 already on those mech units, on the weapons. The Defiler got irradiated, and Mind is just gonna stay here for a moment. Now Su will get pressured in the bottom again, but those Marines are not gonna get up that ramp against the Lurkers. There's Darkswarm already here, so this Bioforce is gonna have some difficulties. He still finds an angle though to aggressively push into the space, and basically all he needs to do is snipe the base, right? He just needs to reset the hatchery, and that's all he needs to do. Boom. Done. Now what are you doing here, right, Su? He doesn't have reinforcements any there from the lava production, because there's no more lava. It's only these remaining 3x. He still keeps the drones, but he misses the income right now. He doesn't have the gas going. And he also pushes into the center north position at the same time, but a bunch of links are gonna come in here and defend this push in. The tanks did not move with this group of units. We still have a bunch of medics survive, and there's a few Marines coming from behind, so the medics, if they turn around and help these Marines, it would be amazing, but they just flee. The frickin' cowards. Tanks have to fight these Marines, these links, and they will succeed there. But as I said, unfortunately, these Marines went in without the medics, so yeah. The medics, man, these cowards. At least he keeps the medics alive. But this is some really good positioning that Mind is just playing this beautifully. Oh, those Lurker Spines though. That's a bunch of Marines here. Sometimes those is all you need to swing a battle here. But it feels like time is running out. Su's supply is going lower and lower. GG is called. Mind, even with another base being set up behind this here, does manage to get the win. What a good game by him. Great game, and Su looked good for a long time. But Mind was just better. That was really good, StarCraft. Su against Mind. We saw a lot of TVZ. Let's see a PVT. I don't think we have seen a PVT yet. I downloaded mostly TVZs in my defense, but I have a funny thing where I have like a few games. So a few people did hit each other like a few times in a row on a ladder, so they effectively play like a ton of games against each other. And yeah, it's kind of, I have 5 games from Rain against Haya, so that's kind of fun. Like it's like a best of 5, you know. I have like 7 or 8 games from, I have 8 games from different pairing, and it's really cool to see, like oh. So yeah, kind of debating if I want to kind of crack that can open and start that run as well, or if I'm gonna go with a little bit more of an unknown. Ample against Paralyze. I guess both players are like ASL appearance makers, but not really deep divers, right? Then you have Rain against Haya, and Haya is a old school Broodlord player who played also in Pro League back in the day, and Rain is Rain, right? Everybody knows Rain. But that's a basically best of 5, so if I start that one now, it's gonna take a while. I don't think I can finish it. I guess I can't finish this in a day anyway, so let's just start, why not? So we start from top to bottom. They played a bunch of games. It's gonna be a best of 5 between Rain and Haya. Haya is now casting, I think. But yeah, let's just check this out. I'm kind of excited to see how this one runs. Let's see some PVT. In the top right, we do have Rain. StarCraft 2 champion, Brood War champion, he has it all. In the bottom right, we do have Haiyan. Not actually sure if he's a champion, but he's one of those players who can basically beat anyone. I think he had a few good runs way back in the day when there was still Pro League licenses and Casper going on and all that stuff. Not sure if he has any individual runs which are really good right now. I'm not even sure if he plays the qualifiers for ASL. I don't think he has an ASL championship. But the BJ stuff, the whatever it's called, jockey thing, basically the streamer league. The Koreans have the amateur league for themselves, basically the one. He's doing very well in there, and he has a couple championships in that with his team, so that's a lot of money, by the way. They're making like really good stuff there. I think the first team gets like 70,000 or something. That's pretty solid crowdfunding going there. It's a really big events actually. Kind of insane how big Brood War still is in Korea. It feels like Brood War and like crowdfunded Brood War basically in South Korea is still bigger than StarCraft 2 globally, which is kind of insane to think about. At least that's what the dollars say. They get more money in their ecosystem than we get in the global one. Which is kind of crazy, man. It is really crazy. Got another supply depot come down here. There's a barracks to supply depot without a wall. Of course, it's not really a wallable map. No, of course, I'm so in the mindset of TVP, so of course this is not a TVP. It's a TVP, the first one of the day here. Rain's gonna try to get this SCV, and it's gonna be very annoying here. Haiya's gonna evacuate that one and gonna keep on building the factory with a different one. Look at that, he's so pesky. And he doesn't even lose actual health. He's got a Zealot now on the way as well. Going into double Dragoon already. He has yet to start his range. But man, the arena is a little bit exposed. He needs to get back. There is, I think... No, there's no real nook where only the Marines can fit. So he didn't create a wall inside his base against the Zealot actually. He has a lot of obstructions there with the depot and stuff, but... Like, he kind of needs to just play it like he's doing right now, where he needs to dance around his production facilities. And next there's gonna be that Dragoon coming in as well. If he pushes out too far now, he's gonna start the command center and then the Goon shows up. That's the worst timing. He might get this one cancelled. He's gonna pull a bunch of SCVs and try to push this back as good as possible. The Zealot is at half health and we do have a Vulture, so the Zealot is basically dead. But man, so now he needs to get up that bunker, he needs to start on producing that command center again, and he needs to keep on making Marines right now. He can't stop Marine production. He needs to be able to fend this off. Oh, if he can kill one of the Goons, he catches the Zealot. He almost kills the Goon, but he doesn't actually get it, but he gets the bunker up and running. He still has 3 Marines, so he doesn't need any additional Marines. But that's kind of really lucky. That looks so calculated, but those Marines are basically all one-shot from death. And if Rain gets a little bit of better targeting going there, he kills 2 of those, right? And then you suddenly only have 1 Marine in the bunker, and then you can kind of ignore the bunker as the Protoss player and can just move through and pressure that command center again. Because even though you can't kill the bunker with 2 Goons, you can't really kill 2 Goons if you only have 1 Marine. But this works out perfectly for Haiya. Very risky, but it does work. The Vulture and the follow-up Siege Tank are gonna keep this safe. Barracks could land over here to put an obstruction. It could float over the bunker as well to basically make that unclickable. It's gotta put an obstruction here on the low ground. And there's your first siege tank. Now let's see what upgrades he's gonna go for. For now, he's just making a second siege tank. No upgrades as of yet. We don't see mines, we don't see speed, we don't see siege mode. He has the money. Should probably start anything, really. I'm very puzzled by this. He's not making any upgrades. What is he going for? Okay, there we go, mines. So Haya's gonna go into mines here. You see the goons moving in now. They got their range, but the tanks are gonna start to try and trade with this. Of course, they do not have siege mode for quite a while. And yeah, he might just float this over. Oh, actually, gonna bring this somewhere else. Probably wants to eventually have that over here somewhere to scout for any drops coming in. Funny movement of that barracks. He needs to be careful that he doesn't get stuck on this vulture. Yeah, that's what I mean, bro. Our mines are gonna finish up in a moment, but the vultures are still gonna have a rough time pushing through those goons, so I'm not even sure if mines is the good choice here as the first upgrade. I would have rather seen speed there. Oh, so he hides his turret. That's beautiful. So the observer doesn't see the turret, and it has been hidden, and it gets shut down immediately. That's a really good catch, actually. What a beautiful little move here. Hiding the turret under this barracks, and Rain just flies straight in. It's like, what do we have here? And then he gets shut down by the turret. Whoa, that was really good. The vultures still do make it out, even without speed. That's quite impressive, honestly. The second observer does come in. Goons are gonna evacuate. Third base is about to finish up here for our Protoss player Rain. And behind all of this, for now he's only going into Reaver play, so robotic support bay is finished up, the shuttle is done, and the Reaver is started. But we already have the turrets, so, and it's a good missile turret position. I feel like there's one on the production as well. Maybe you want to have like one over here or something. Kind of cover this area, maybe like one down here as well. There's only the main base is a little bit sparse in the turret placement. Ooh, that observer 1 HP. And the vultures are now roaming the map, starting to lay down their mines. We do see siege mode on the way now as well, and a lot of siege tank production. Love to see this here 5 factory setup. We should see an armory start very soon here. Oh, it's already there, it's already spinning. Sorry, I missed this one. The academy is coming in here, of course, to get that scanner up and running. More and more gateways coming in. The Citadel of Adun to provide lags and eventually the Temper Archives. The Forge to get some armor upgrades going, or maybe, I guess some damage upgrades rather. And there's the Reaver. It's just pressuring the front, but there should be siege mode now, so yeah, it's not long-lived pressure. Just fire a few scarabs there on that bunker, and then he's gonna just pull back for now. Dragoons with an observer are roaming here against these mines, and he does put some mines in his main base, which is interesting. He doesn't have one on the top side of this command center, which I really would love to see. The shuttle is actually turned around. It's more of a defensive play here. It's like, hey, try to push against the Reaver, man. Oh, so he does see these mines, by the way, so those are not even a surprise. There's 4 more gates coming online here. Rain should probably think about a 4th base very soonish. Terran is making his 3rd base right now, and Protoss is just clearing the map for now, but he needs more than what he has. He needs more than 8 gates and charge to work with 1 Reaver here against the full-fledged out Terran army. And there's the 4th base. So vultures roaming the map, but quite a few actually, so he's not really that aggressive with his vultures. He's really emphasizing on making as many tanks as he can right now. Getting up 2 more factories into 7 factory setup here. The armory unfortunately is not spinning right now, so a little bit of a mistake if I had to fault him for something. But he's still looking very, very good. But it's only a +1 upgrade right now, so honestly I would have loved to see that start as soon as possible. Always happy to see upgrades just be fluent as they can. Now more and more vultures are starting to reinforce this, and as we see more vultures there should be more mines, more map control for the Terran eventually, more vision, more defensive setups here. And as well, he already has a bunch of Goliaths. He's trying to catch the shuttle, and this might work. This is a speed shuttle though, there's 2 shuttles actually. 2 shuttles, one with Reavers, one with Zealots. He's going in. The Goliaths are there. Do they have range? Oh, he doesn't range. He does kill the first shot. Oh no, he gets the double Reaver. But he still drops 1 Reaver. So 1 Reaver, 1 Zealot are still in the base here. That's a little bit messy. He can kill this with reinforcements, but he's actually bringing back a lot of his units. He's really afraid of this Reaver. But that was a really good catch. Like, big play here by Haya. Even though he doesn't get it perfectly, he gets a really good trade there. And that's basically both Reavers dead. So what's your AoE now for the Protoss? It's not there. Storm isn't done yet. There's no carriers. There's no real big tech unit right now. There's only gateway units. There's only Dragoons. They have 0 upgrades. There's now finally charge slots coming in as well here. A bunch of observers coming in. But that's the tech, right? And that's the highest tech unit he has, observer, right now. Haya's gonna use this opportunity to try and push out on the map. He identifies that he just killed the whole asset from his opponent. Oh, the mine! I was gonna done. That was really beautifully done, actually. Nice micro trick there. Goes, keeps on walking with the goons. That's targeted and shoots it with the other goons. He needs 2 shots, I think, to kill off a mine. So, really well done there. But yeah. Was this mined? I can't remember anymore, man. No, it's Haya. Haya is pushing this. Did I call him mined? Haya is pushing this right now. It's pushing through the center here. He puts up a lot of mines here, a big minefield. He has the tanks very clumped up. Might want to think about spreading them out a little bit. We do have Storm now, so it's going to be more difficult to actually kill your opponent, and he will see the High Templars. Oh, the mines against the Zealots. I love that. So he sees the High Templars. You want to maybe start to spread out your tanks a little bit better here. We do have still a lot of units reinforcing this at home, or standing back at home basically. Needs to be careful though, he's kind of exposed on the tanks. He only has mines guarding them right now. There's no real front line for the tanks. He needs to join up the armies. The Protoss army is looking very big right now, and if he can get a little bit of a flank going, he can potentially just kill all of these tanks. Finally we do see, that's a good unsiege here. That's just what I wanted to see. Look at that. The spread of the tanks is starting to happen here. This siege line is going to be ultra deep. There's going to be so many mines here. There's going to be a contain on 4 bases. He only has mines on the left side here. But that's going to be enough for now. What a strong position here from our Terran player. Love to see it higher. So many tanks sieging up here. So many mines in front. And he might spread himself a little bit more thin here into the northern area. Where, oh, Rain is walking into spider mines currently. Now, Rain is maxed. He wants to start the trade very soon. But he needs to deal a lot of damage. And there we go. The move is coming. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. He's gonna run through those mines. He's gonna try to bomb some Zealots, but the bombing is not really happening that well. The Goliaths are gonna shoot down the shuttles. That's some good engaging here for the Terran player so far. The Storms are so far behind. They're starting to chew through some of the Vultures, but that's not really what you want to chew through. You need to kill the tanks. There's still so many tanks behind this. The Goons are trying to push in. But there's not enough units for a Protoss player. He has to abandon this attack, and he will lose a few more of these High Templars here. He does manage to pick up 3 of them into this shuttle. That's a great pickup there, and he's immediately gonna go with the shuttle to try and storm drop, but wait a moment. No, turn around. He finds 1 idle SCV here. There's even a science vessel for EMP charging up already. Man, he's so aggressively with this Prism, also aggressively chasing the Prism here. So he will drop the Templars here now. Oh, God. What? Still doesn't drop them. I think there used to be a turret here, which didn't get remade. So he will drop the Templars here because he has to kind of use this up, but he doesn't even get 1 SCV. I think he killed one maybe, yeah. There's still a High Templar in here, and I think he hopes that Haya doesn't kind of notice, but Haya's actually making a turret here right now, so there's a timer on this one. It's trying to run through the other turret, but it's gonna get killed. The High Templar, it does drop, and it does kill a bunch of the SCVs. 14 kills, that's a pretty good High Templar. The SCV is gonna come and kill it off. That's gonna take a while. The High Templar cannot do anything. That was a good storm drop in the end there. But yeah, let's see how Rain can break the center position this time. It's gonna come in with a bunch of goons, a bunch of zealots here. The front line is not really there this time. All of the vultures that were here was the first time, they're not here right now, so the zealots are performing way better. And they didn't have that much of a deep minefield to run through. This push is starting to get thinned out more and more, but it did get reinforced with turrets at this point. And the Terran, I mean, he's sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases in just a moment. And the Protoss is just getting his 5th base up and running. So Protoss needs to be the efficient one here. Oh my god, that was such a great zealot mine dragging. He cleared all of the mines in one zealot swoop. That was insane, and he might have been able to pick it up as well. And Vulture's actually trading against these goons is not that terrible here for the Terran. A lot of good mine connections as well. One tank is gonna siege up here, will not be able to be enough though to push this back. The 2 HP tank does survive for now, and more vultures coming in, laying more mines on top of these goons here. I think they can avoid all of these mines. Kind of funny the micro you have to do, like this walk and stutter step, shoot and run. And the mines do eventually connect, but Rain is, at least he's making a new base. He's still on this 4th base, it wasn't broken. He has this still up, he has this still up, and he has another max. But he's like, we're approaching the point where the maxes are gonna be worse and worse. And eventually, like, he might have 2 more max armies, but eventually it's gonna be like 150 supply, 130 supply stuff. Nice defense matrix here, a good storm there. To combo this as well. Or counteract this from the Protoss player here. And oh, that was a couple storms wasted on the D-Matrix there. That's pretty good here from Terran. The bunker still alive. Is gonna leash 2 of these zealots there. A nice storm on top of the science vessels. But in the end, the Terran does not get broken. The push in the center is still there. And he just needs to reinforce this again. There's still 6 tanks just chilling around here. A bunch of mines. Things looking very powerful here. He's trying to break this open right now. Double Reaver? Reaver was remade here. But that didn't really do the trick. The Double Reaver got killed very easily. Now he transfers his main base probe saturation basically to this base. But if this remote base ever gets found here by Haya, he has an easy kill on that one. And his push is still looking so strong. He's reinforced in more and more units here into the center. He still has 3. He has 3 factories pumping out siege tanks right now as well with those add-ons, and he kind of identifies this base here. He identifies the measurement he has to take against this, and yeah, not enough reinforcements coming in here from Rain. He's gonna abandon this game. GG. The first game does go to Haya. So let's see the second one. Into the second game between these two here. Haya in the top right position and Rain in the bottom right position. Now this is the map with the double gas. One thing that this prevents, actually, I didn't think about this in this matchup, I've only seen a Zerg play here. You can't gas steal, right? So, even though this is a 2-player map, there's no way to fully deny the Terran from getting a gas. You would need to steal 2 assimilators. That's 200 minerals from the Protoss. And if he makes one, you just make the other one at the same time. So he can't move that fast. He needs to have 2 probes or something crazy like that to actually get 2 gas steals. So this is a one-on-one map with a impossible gas steal, which is kind of cool to see. That's a very fresh idea, honestly, in this matchup specifically. And the Terran doesn't feel pressured to take the gas very early, so he can just have a normal build. He can even wall in his main ramp here. There's 2 ramps. One is like a backdoor, which is with a destructible building there behind to open up the path, and then the other one's into the natural. Oh, that's actually, man, I didn't think about it in this matchup. I've only seen like 1 game here so far. From, there was a Zerg against... Was it against Protoss? Or was it against Terran? I can't remember, but it was a Zerg. It might have been a Zerg against Zerg, actually. No, it was a Zerg against Terran. But yeah, this double gas actually is very genius. It changes a lot of the matchups by quite a mile. It's kind of cool. While still having the non-random aspect of that, of it being a 2-player map, basically. Oh, the probe is lazy, it's on strike. Time to score on the high ground here. The funny thing about this, if you haven't seen this map yet, you get 3,000, 3,000 and a 4,000 gas on the natural, so it equals to 10,000 in total, which basically is 2 geysers, 2 standard geysers. It's just split differently. You need 3 more workers to collect this, but the income rate will be boosted quite a bit, and you will end up with 3 depleted geysers on 2 bases, which will get like 2 per trip, so you'll get 6 per trip still, which is still almost 1 base, 1 active geyser, which is okay, I guess. It's a very interesting concept, honestly. I really love this. This is such a beautiful thing to see so late in this game. But yeah, it's such a interesting way to really mess up any build basically and create something completely different. What are we gonna see here? A command center potentially. Yeah, there we go. Just gonna throw that one down. It's gonna be floating into the natural. It's just like over this ridge area where the Dragoons can't really shoot it. They have to basically go over here. Maybe they can connect to it somehow with range eventually. 1 Marine. Quite the greedy opening here. We do have the first tank being produced right now. So he doesn't make a bunker. He gets a very fast command center with this. And now he does have to repair the depot. Is this gonna work though? I feel like this should not work. Like, he's gonna have to tank though very soon. There's a tank. There's the factory. Number 2 coming in. And the Templar Archives. Only 1 goon. It's got 2 behind this. Oh, a DT. Oh, there's no detection. Yeah, it's the GGDT. Oh, there's no detection. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. There's mines though, but he doesn't have a vulture. So he can't even lay down. He made 3 tanks. Oh, what a perfect counterplay. I can't believe it. I wonder if this is a reactionary play or if this was planned from the get-go. But that DT is basically uncounterable. There is no turrets, there is no engineer bay. It's just started now, so he can't even make turrets. There is no academy, so there's no scanners. The DT is already halfway across the map. It's gonna slice through some SCVs. He might even kill the tanks with this if he wants to, and then you can just run in with the goons as well. And so he's not gonna go for the tanks. He's gonna go for SCVs. He will kind of kite back with the goons. There's the vulture. It has mines, but yeah, just GG. It's like, all right, man. If you can kill this one, he sees the DT and he's like GG, because he knows there's gonna be another DT that will hit his army on the way. So he can't even get the army back. He will lose the army and he will lose a bunch of economy, and like. It's literally, it's rock, paper, scissors. That's why he just GG's. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna deal with this. You made the invisible man, you get the game. A little bit anticlimactic ending here to the yeah, game, but I guess that's how it works out. So he knows that does not drag that unnecessarily long. So let's jump into the next one. That's a double gas, I guess. In the top right position we got Haya, and in the bottom left we have Rain. Rain against Haya. Let's see if it's gonna be another DT rush. I don't think so, but you never know. This time there's not going to be a gateway wall here from Rain. Of course, the last game also was with the low ground gate. It was just to get that DT and the units just a little bit faster across the map. While still having the cybernetics core on high ground, so... This time we're on a 4-player map though. And this time we see a more standard opening here from our turn player. The Zealot as well from Rain. It's gonna be the factory. The probe is trying to chase that SCV to delay the factory. And there's the Marine to chase off that probe. This is a very easy blockable area because of that mineral patch. But he still needs to be careful. That Zealot is halfway across the map, so he knows the timing of this. He's probably gonna pull back the Marines very soon. He has one forward and one behind. And now he's gonna pull them back to the high ground? Yeah. He sees the Zealot, immediately pulls back the Marines. Gonna have an SCV stand in guard. Stand in, some guard. Oh, it doesn't guard perfectly. So he kinda has to pull back up into his main base. And he has to micro against the buildings again here, around the buildings. He will kill the probe, so that's a nice first hit. And he's gonna make, of course, that early vulture. He loses an SCV though, but he kills the Zealot quite easily. And he might want to cancel the vulture, but I guess you kinda need it for scouting purposes anyways. Yeah, he could have cancelled that one. And immediately threw down a workshop there, machine workshop. But of course he doesn't know what's behind this really risky move. It's not like he knows that there's no additional unit coming across the map. And there was a faster nexus behind this, and even a fast upgrade. Those minerals are kind of stacked. It's funny. I wonder how much income that is. Those are only 1k though. How many can you have working? I wonder how many those are. I want to go into the editor now and check that out. The Marines are kind of pushing aggressively against this goon here. The goon does kill the Marines though. But the vulture is gonna come back. And now, with the assistant damage, he doesn't want to lose the vulture though. You're okay with the Marines die. Oh god, what? Oh shite. Alright, so we get a super fast third command center. Before the natural is even finished up, he makes another command center on location on this high ground here. And he's just gonna lay a few mines. This is such a risky play. He's gonna have the mines though, but if this was like a heavy goon committal, with the goons pressuring across the map with range, he does have that. This would be a terrible thing to do. There's nothing to really fight off the goons. There's finally the first tank. But this is so unit light. If he ever would have gotten overwhelmed in the early game, basically he loses the whole position. And he loses the game. He's posturing a little bit aggressive there with that vulture, and that command set is so fast, it's insane. There's no nexus in sight even from Rain here. There's your first worker transfer, 33 SCVs against 35 probes. This is supply block a little bit, but the CC does finish up and does provide the extra supply. Look at that. The Nexus, the command center finishes, the Nexus starts. Whoa. And that's the third base. Usually you want to be ahead as the Protoss. It's even going to mine out these minerals here, so you can have a little bit of a better reinforcement path to his base here on this high ground. Of course there's no siege mode yet for those tanks. It's just being researched right now. The vulture speed is going to be delayed quite a bit. This looks very promising here for our turn play. I really love this play. It's risky, but it's starting to work out. The Grain is not really scouting actively. He's gonna use his observer to get across the map, but there's already turrets going up, there's already a depot wall, there's nothing really at the natural, except for the units. Finally, we do see the first few structures being thrown down there as well. A couple of depots in the main. We do see the float out from the engineering bay to save out, kind of round out the vision there on the bottom of the base. And now the observer comes in. He's gonna see if he can find any intel. He's like, where is your army? So he kills a mine. He's like, where's your army? Where's your production? And I think now he's smelling what's up. He's like, wait, where are the minerals on this ramp? He goes over and he's, oh fuck. Oh really? Oh, it's even defended already? Oh, are you sure? No. Oh, F. Yeah, and now he knows. And now he's like, man, there's already structures up, there's already tanks, there's already siege mode, there's already mines. I can't even break this anymore. So he has to play from behind. He doesn't exactly know how fast this was, but by the setup he sees, he definitely should know that this was quite a bit faster than his own base. The worker lead is not really there, but if you have the same amount of workers as the Terran, if you're matching the economy of the Protoss, it's basically a good day for you. So Rain kind of has to do the only thing he can do. Expand another time. He could try to double expand, because he knows it's going to be a while before the Terran builds up a formidable army. It's going to be a while before the upgrades are going to be finishing. +1 is about halfway done at this point. He doesn't really need to pressure. He could just double expand and take it from there. But if he wanted to do so, he should have done it very fast. This is already a little bit too delayed here in my opinion, because you kind of need that double expand still to work out for you. And he will be choosing that option to try and break a little bit into the base here. There's only one tank here on the high ground. We do have a few Goliaths already, there's a few tanks and a few Vultures. I like this from his play here, Haya, having these Goliaths against this kind of... Oh! Damn! Oh damn! Against this Reaver meta, I wanted to say, but then he eats a mine shot even on the Reaver. That's the worst. He doesn't even observe over the other position. He should have... He saw the Congo line mines. He saw the Vultures. He should have known that there must be mines over there as well. Oh brother. Yo, thank you so much for the raid. So Haya is looking very solid at this point. He has a bunch of tanks sitting back there, and Rain is having a difficult time to find an entry here. And one Marine providing the vision is now gonna get picked off. But the Vultures are gonna start to roam the map. They can actually go and fight this base. Oh no, he sees the wall. He should come up this ramp. There's nothing. There's nothing inside the base. Oh my god, and now he sets up the pylon wall behind. Oh my god, this would have been the greatest single move on top of everything, because there was a full mineral line, fully exposed. He still gets a lot of damage done here with these Vultures. There's one in the main even killing units. There's one in... a couple still in the natural, dealing a lot of damage here. The probes are just gonna walk into the Vultures here, so they kill even more workers. Oh my god, and he has Vultures in the third base as well. It's a really good split. He kills a lot of workers, I think, in the end with all of this. But he could have had like the whole base. No, for a second I thought this is an SCV. It's not, so he's not that greedy. Let's place a few more turrets. He's gonna start to solidify his center position here with a few more mines. And Rain is already a little bit contained inside his corner of the map. See another Vulture here securing that lower right main base as well. Only 3 Goliaths this game to keep fighting that shuttle. And Haya has so much economy, he like 74 against 54 workers right now. He could easily throw down a 4th base and hold it at this point. He has so much center control right now with these mines. He has so many units, such a big army. His upgrades are a little bit slow, but it's good enough. There's gonna be finally an entrance here, but oh my god, there's so many mines! It's a bait. He gets a good shot, he gets like 4 SCVs or something. And in the meantime he's gonna try to retake the center control. And there's nothing in the main, so that SCV, by the way, it's gonna work on that Reaver. Oh, this is gonna dud. The Reaver is gonna try to do something here north. And it kinda needs to evacuate now. Even a Goliath chasing this one. Oh! It's trying to park over the dead airspace, but that might be reachable with... I don't think it does. Goliaths. Now he does break the center free. At least a path through the center, so he can go up with all of his maxed army and try to fight Haya at his own home turf. Haya doesn't have a good setup right now. He's on the move with his units. He needs to be careful. Rain is going to start to try and break him open. Can Haya make his defense work? He doesn't have a minefield in front of his tanks. He is kind of clumped up. We see this. The storms are pretty decent here on these tanks. That was a really good one. But no follow-up storms as of yet. I think he lost that shuttle and he lost a few of the High Templars inside the shuttle. But he still has so many zealots here streaming in. The tanks not really split up. Not all of them sieged. And the front line was just a little bit too flimsy here. The mines were not there. Oh my god, the mine's over here. If Rain runs up this ramp, he might still get broken because of all these mines. And tank surviving for so many mines, it's insane. He loses so many units to this minefield on that third base from the Terran that the reinforcements are kind of starting to be able to deal with this. But it's still a good break, even though he loses the army completely, resets the siege tank count. He kills the vessel even. Oh my god. All of these mines. Wow. So yeah, if he had a few of them, like half of them in front of his army over here, right? Before that engage happens, it's a totally different story, but it's a good trade, I want to say, for the Protoss, but in the end, he's still lacking. Because he doesn't have the superior economy, so he can't really trade inefficiently. How many maxes is he gonna have? I think he traded before 2-1 was done. Yeah, we still own 1-1 only. Where's the weapons armory? It's about to finish the 2-1, so the Terranus is starting to push out himself. He actually caught Haya trying to push out with this attack, so it was probably the best moment for him to fight here for Rain. He was maxed himself, and Haya was about to max, and he was about to push out. Now, SCVs are trying to block this here. A mine does actually detonate on a bunch of these SCVs because he was in range of the Zealot. Shoots down a shuttle. And D-Matrix on one of these vultures here trying to play frontline hero is actually gonna succeed. The reinforcements are gonna be enough in addition with that ramp. Oh, he will take the center base. I like this. The SCVs need to go to the center though, yeah, to the base. Oh, this is a cool approach. He just pushes into the center, he takes center control with this, and he says, alright man, I can take this base, these geysers, and get income from here. And it's a very compact base, so oh, bye-bye. It's a very compact base. That Reaver is the Reaver from earlier, by the way. He was parking there all time long in that dead airspace, and now he's back. Gonna shoot down so many units. There's gonna be the Goliath. Finally put in a stop to this. But yeah, this base is like, it's such a genius move, I wanna say, man. It's really, really cool. And he has a lot of space to put buildings here as well, so he can even put supply depots if he wants to, or anything for that matter. A bunch of turrets, which are gonna help him defend that position. So he's looking for the probe, but there's no probe. There's the probe. Probably behind 3 zealots. Double shuttle trying to come in here. That's a High Templar drop. He can kind of try to drop here from the high ground, but there's so many turrets set up. Oh, the High Templars do get close enough, but the SCVs have already been evacuated. Only gets 3 with that drop. He still has 2 High Templars inside. Oh my god! Things not working out. It does get picked off by the mine. Wow, what a beautiful moment here for Haya. Everything's kind of going his way. Rain, what a rough time. And now his rotation is cut off. The army in the top left is kind of stuck there. All of these goons running into the tank, into the full Terran might, and the Terran might is looking at 2-1. Pretty strong right now. Pushing into this top left area. He can kill 2 bases over here, and if he keeps the center alive himself, well, things are looking insanely well here for him. Just needs to have like 1 D-Matrix, doesn't even need to use it, and just reproduce the rest. He needs to hold the center though. He cannot get broken in the center. That's the big move here from Rain. He has opened himself. Maybe there's not enough units. The center is a little bit exposed, so he's rotating back down. I don't think he fully broke the top left area. Oh, he did. So he did. He leaves 3 tanks behind there. Now he will get broken on the base for now. A bunch of storms here on the side. Argon on the latest, so he will get broken on the base, but he will not get broken on the position. And the base, it's only temporarily. The command center does survive, that's the big story, the big takeaway from this. Haya was fast enough with the reinforcements, he still has a bunch of units here at home, which he needs to pull into the center as well, and yeah. Rain is just gonna GG here, and Haya does take this map. Really well done here. Great game by Haya. Super greedy cert, and Rain scouts it very late, basically where he can't really do anything against it anymore. Then he has a really good fight actually, but at the end of the fight he runs into so many mines. Sloppy Storms, that is Rain, yes, I'm sure, it is Rain. It is Rain and it is Haya. So yeah, they only happened to play like 5 games back to back on that day, so yeah. But it is indeed Rain. Haya, of course, also an OG. I want to say though, Rain did have higher runs than Haya did. But Haya had like at least around a 4 finish at some point, somewhere in a pro league, not in pro league, in a like a star league. Haya, SC, Brood War. Pretty sure he had like around a 4 somewhere. Yeah, so the 2007 Seoul Esports Festival, it's basically a star league, he had around a 4 finish against Jangbi. And a 2nd place at the Sun. That's the OG one basically. And of course he was playing for OZ, Hwasong. And they did have 1 2nd place Pro League finish to SKT1 there once. And then after that, of course, after Brood War or StarCraft 2 was released, he kept on playing Brood War and he did very well there. He has like a few smaller championships there. But yeah, he's definitely one of the OGs. I knew it, man. I knew he had around a 4 in a Star League actually in 2007. That's so crazy, man. That's 20 years ago. Next year, that's gonna be 20 years anniversary. Wow. And he's still rocking it. Those games are just from the ladder. But it's fun games. But yeah, that's basically the game before this one was like a build order win, so Haya immediately left when he saw the DT enter his base. Still fun games though. Alright, up to the next one. 3rd game. So far I think Haya is leading 2-1 here in the bottom right and in the bottom left, and in the bottom right we do have Rain. Can Rain take another map here? I really like that strategy though. It was such a risky move though, like placing the 3rd base before your natural is even finished up, and basically play this on before you first tank, you get the 3rd base. So it cannot get any riskier than that. Skipping the bunker, he only had like a few marines and a few vultures. And that's all he needed. Rain never pressured, never scouted this. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. And some goes to non-radical games cast. I'm good for now. I have a lot of replays stacked up right now, so thank you so much for the offer though. Might come back to you eventually. non-traditional game. I kind of wonder what that is. Under construction, the Terran barracks, and opening Warp Rift as the Protoss gateway. It's a good scout here. Hiya, lucky. Gonna find his opponent immediately in one try. There's gonna be that Zealot again, and Rain is going into the wrong direction with the probe. He'll even mine some minerals here. It's like Epic Games. Command center going up quite nice and early here. We'll throw down a bunker, I assume. Will he though? No, he's just gonna make the supply depot wall here with his barracks. The knock. It's such a greedy approach again. I wonder if this is gonna succeed, because the Zealot is going into the correct direction. There's not enough firepower to kill a Zealot. He needs a couple more SCVs with this. So he brings down one additional SCV for now. Oh, he's gonna start up that bunker now, but it's a little bit late. The Zealot is already there. One SCV and 2 Marines against that Zealot. Oh, he doesn't get touched by the Zealot. There was really good micro here for Haya for now. And he pulls the Zealot into the main base, so this is where he has that wall where he can micro against it. And he pushes him out. Oh, what a great defense. Beautiful micro, perfect. Just perfectly done here by Haya. Love to see this. Oh no. There's no Nexus. He will scout this though. He will identify there's no Nexus. No Nexus. Where's my Brood War Evo? Welcome to the stream, MW. Good to see you. Yeah, you would have lost the Marines. Yeah, I would have lost the game to one Zealot. If it's a Rain Zealot, definitely. I would have panic pulled like 7 SCVs or something. But yeah, he just had the perfect minimum amount that he needed. He should know that something's up. He sees there's the natural is missing. He gets also into the main. And he unfortunately scouts the wrong direction. So he doesn't exactly know what's going up. He doesn't know that it's a robo. It could be, of course, DTs. But with only one gateway, I think he got into the main, right? So he should have seen that there's only one gate. So you kind of know that it's not going to be DTs. Ah, he will find this actually. So now it's up to him to deal with this. He sees this. It's going to be that shuttle. And there's the support bay into the main base. It's going to be a siege. So he wants to break this open as fast as possible. So we need to see siege mode first. Excuse me, siege mode first here. He's actually throwing down an engineering bay as well, because he didn't know what it's going to be. And the engineering bay is going to help with the turrets against the shuttles, which is going to be nice. But we need to see, it's not DTs, right? We need to see that siege mode as fast as possible, because he will break open that entry point there for the Terran. Now there's the Zealots and the Goon inside the main base. The Zealots are starting to kill these Marines here. 2 Marines only left. 1 Marine. Uh-oh. 1 Zealot left. 1 Goon. More units are going to be shuttled up into the main? No. He's just going to walk into the natural. Because... oh, there's 1 Marine left in the bunker. Okay. But yeah, he can just walk up. He doesn't need to shuttle it in. He doesn't need to risk to get hit by the turret. He's just going to kill the tank. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. This was scouted a little bit too late. Even though he found everything, he was too late to the party. He tried to add too many pieces to the puzzle, and in the end he didn't have enough pieces at all. He will catch this Goon here in the bottom. Worker citizen arrest is gonna kill this one. The other one is very low, and I don't think it's gonna actually get out against these 2 Marines. But now the Reaver is there, it's gonna break down the bunker. A little bit greedy by Rain, going in that aggressively. Oh, if he could get one shot on this cluster of SCVs. There's gonna be the tank. Can he make a defense happen still? I mean, he only needs to stabilize on these 2 bases. There's a turret here in the top, which was kind of unaccounted for. That's a really good turret, actually. So if you stabilize on these two bases, that's all you need to do, because that's where the Protoss is at. One base right now. You're up 10 workers almost. If you don't lose the whole mineral line right now, if you stabilize here, it's still a very good game for you, and I love this from Rain. Rain identifies this saying, oh man, that didn't work out. I felt like I had you, and then you just kind of managed to win with SCVs. So what can I do? Let me double expand. And pressure with the Reavers inside. Double Reaver inside the main now. No turret, no Goliaths, there is no armory. So only the Marines as the mobile anti-air. The turret there from the low ground shooting the 360 missile. On top of that shuttle very low, it gets down, killed by the Marines here. In the end, the Marines do make magic happen. But the Reaver, oh, it's gonna get that tank. It's still in the main. The SCVs. Oh, he splits up the SCVs to get the definite kill on the Reaver. Oh, I love it. I love it. But he does get the kill. He doesn't lose too many SCVs. He still is in the lead, but the lead is shrinking. And Rain is making headway at home. But that is only for the economy. Look at that. The production only going up now. He doesn't have any units. He has 3 Dragoons and 3 Observers. Like, you could pull all of your SCVs and all of the remaining Terran units. You could probably win the game. Who's the Terran? It's Haya, if you know the guy. I think he's a mainly caster now, but he also plays a lot. He's used to be one of the OG Legend players. Like, he was peaking in 2007, 19 years ago. He had a round of 4 in a Star League, one of those original ones. He had then the next year an insane run with his team in Pro League. And he's a very strong, he used to be one of the top tier Terran players. And he's still one of them, honestly, he's still there. But he doesn't really, I don't think he qualifies a lot for ASL or plays the qualifiers that much. I think he's one of the casters for ASL, actually. He's a really, really good player. I need to double check that actually, but yeah, he might just break down this pylon, and I don't think this Reaver is gonna make it. He's gonna try to save this with the goons, but yeah, time is running short. Oh man, if you can get these vultures and the army to shoot at the goons, that's maybe all he needs to do to still kind of get this Reaver out, but no, it's gonna be unpowered, so it has to be cancelled. Unfortunately, if he would have had 1 Reaver defensively, that would have been really good. Now he kind of needs to make it work with 4-gate Goon here. And he robs in a double Robo to try and kind of make up for the fact that he lost the Robo across the map. He still needs Observer production, and he really wants to get it back up into Reaver production again. The Terran army is kind of just standing still for now. What is he gonna do with this situation though? Is he gonna just throw down a 3rd base? Well, yes. And he's gonna go with a drop. Okay, so that's gonna be a vulture drop. The upgrades are super late. So just +1 on the way right now for the Terran. The Protoss caught up in economy. He isn't eclipsing yet, but he has the better income effectively because he has more bases. And he has more patches to mine. He is not really mining from the geysers yet. He's not really up in tech yet there. But he's starting to get back into this. If Haya can kind of solidify this position though and get up this base, he has to abandon this for now though. He's kind of afraid of these goons pushing up a little bit too early. So yeah, if he can kind of solidify that position and get the 3rd base up and running as fast as possible, like it's finishing now. You want to lift this immediately and just take this base, take this high ground, make a turret over there, there we go. Get the barracks over here, landed in that position. But there's the goons, he didn't bring the units, he didn't bring any mines. He's kind of laying mines behind now. Where's the dropship? It's making its way into the 3rd. Oh man! Oh man, oh man, amen. He does see the rotation, but this is so much damage. Oh boy. And Rain is pushing up that third. He's taking the position there, but there's a drop also into the third base. This is not looking good for a Protoss player. GG is called. He didn't anticipate this move, and he didn't get a value position for himself. So Hai is gonna take this game here. That was a very technical game. Now we go into the last one between these two. It's gonna be the map Metropolis. Oh, that's not the right ones, these ones. And there we go. In the top left, we do have Rain, and the bottom right, it is Haya. Ingu or something. Let me check his profile again. I'm pretty sure. Let's check his. He currently plays in amateur leagues. Is he not? Didn't he transition into casting or something? Facts created his own variation of the 4 factory build and TVP. TVP is his best matchup. He was able to defeat every one of the 6 dragons that he faced, except for Bisu. Haya's nickname among TL fans is Magikarp. It's like the Pokemon, right? That doesn't do anything. Just to do his distinctive appearance. Okay. Did the trap card ceremony when he defeated Hyuk in 2010 in the Korean Air Star League Season 2. Whatever that was about. Yeah. Let's check out his biography. Koo Sung-hoon has been a regular on Hwaesung OZ team since Shinhan Bank Pro League 2007 season. His biggest claim to fame is winning the final game of Shinhan Pro League's 2007 Grand Final in the 5th set versus Firebird Hero. I had posted Medicore results for the majority of his professional career, only advancing to the round of 32 in an MSL and to the round of 8 in a MSL. After that, however, had a breakout performance during the Shinhan Bank Winners League, where he was the 4th best player in the Pro League. 17-9. On the disband of Hwaesung OZ, he retired, briefly come back out of retirement to play the game. And currently he streams on Afrika as a hobby and plays in amateur leagues. But yeah, amateur leagues, he's one of those big winners in these amateur leagues actually. He's making a lot of money there, so. I think he won 2 years in a row in those amateur leagues. Oh no, not in a row. He won 2020 and 2024. The StarCraft VJ team battle and the C9 StarCraft University League. His team won, so his team made 70k in both of those. Of course, not sure how much it's how much of a split it is for him, but he's doing well, it seems. Okay, this is interesting. That's a proxy pylon. So we missed a little bit of this, but it looked like Rain was maybe looking for a proxy robo again. Or maybe just a forward gate, if the position of his opponent is correct. But Haya is cross-positioned, though. I don't think he's gonna utilize this pylon until later. It's basically a setup for a 3rd base eventually. But he won't be utilizing this now. But it does cut into the Nexus timing, of course. But it's also like a little bit of a trick. As high you come in, you're like, oh wait, where's your 2nd pylon is missing? Are you proxying again? He does find the base though, so he knows it's not like a super fast proxy. But it could still be a proxy robo somewhere. He does have the money right now, so. Let's see if he goes into a siege tank first. I'm very curious about this. No, he's gonna still go with the Vulture and the Mine, so he's not really gonna get tricked. Robo at home. I think when he saw that natural going up at the time, he basically had all the information he needed. He knows one gate expand, not much behind that, no tech, no super fast tech, even though the Pallium was missing. Doesn't really matter that much. He's still gonna go into a fast starport, so we're gonna see a 1-1-1 here. It's a little bit unique. And let's see what he wants to do with this. Of course, guessing a dropship, because that's the only reasonable choice to do. You're not gonna go into battlecruiser. You're not gonna go into, I don't know, Cloaked Wraith would be a very surprise play, but I don't think we see that really, because you'll always go into that observatory as the Protoss player, so that doesn't really match up well. And even if you go into Cloaked Wraith, you still need to pool a bunch of them before they can actually kill a worker line. So if you're on that point, you might as well just have a dropship, because there's already observers out anyways. These goons are doing some fine work here. A citizen's arrest on one of them. Oh, a little bit sloppy micro here. Looking good for hire. He's gonna chase this one out. There's gonna be that control tower. A tank actually. So he only has one vulture right now. And he's going into a tank next. Is he gonna drop tanks somewhere? That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Like, he doesn't have siege mode. He's making siege mode, okay. It might be ready once he is in position to drop a tank. So he could potentially do a siege mode tank drop, but I don't really see a good position for that on this map. It's not like we're on Lost Temple, right? You could be dropping like behind this, behind the minerals over here. But there's like a path through, and there's this patch is gonna be an easy mine out. You could drop like over here. I'm not really sure about this. It's so fast siege mode with the fast drop, but no real units to drop them. But there's a dropship. It's one vulture. He's really dropping one vulture. Oh my god. Siegings are gonna push this back here. Goons are gonna evacuate a little bit further back. And one vulture drop is gonna happen very soon here. It's probably gonna drop this behind the mine, behind the mineral line. Which is nice. He's probably killing like 2-3 probes. But it's good. Oh man, super fast pull. Ooh, super fast pull. That was the quick finger. That was not the sweaty finger, that was the quick finger. He might kill this one probe, which is trying to make a pylon over here for vision. And that's it? Wow, that was really hard to deny here. Whew. Armory on the way. This is looking very good for Higham. Second factory, even though this got shut down so hard, I feel like the timing, the pacing at home is pretty good. Like, Rain though looks even better, right? He didn't take any damage from this drop. He lost one probe. I think the vulture got dropped in again, but it seemed like it didn't do too much. The dropship does get out, so he keeps that alive. Loses a goon to a siege tank, but that's okay. A few more vultures actually do run up, so he could use the dropship again. Yeah, he's gonna rotate this around again, and he could try to do this again. But 3 bases up and running. 10 workers in the lead here. The tech is starting to come online here. We got the Citadel already been done. The Forge is also done. You should start to use those very soon. And also get a... what is it called? Templar Archives running here very soon. So he'll drop into the main. And he again kills the poor probe that tried to make the vision pylon. Never lucky. But that's about it. So eventually he makes the pylon in the main. There's a Stargate and a Templar Archive. So this is gonna be Arbiter, if I'd have to guess. Unless, like, you want to make the Arbiter, so you don't really get that fast of a Stargate, do you? Third base from Haya. But it is quite late. Haya's in a worker lead right now. Did I say Rain was in a worker lead? I think I swapped the colors there on the top. Haya is in worker lead, but he does not have the higher saturation because he's missing the patches basically. So it should be still higher income here for our Protoss player because he has those patches and the access there. Oh, I thought this was a turret for sure. It's a supply depot. The Haya is starting to lay around some mines, but yeah, Protoss. Let's clear those. We've got our observers and we've got the goons. Trying to catch this probe. Doesn't work out. Nice guarding here. Really lovely probe movement there. Setting up more mines here in the south. And now, yeah. what are you doing, bro? Are you gonna drop 2 siege tanks somewhere? He doesn't have enough excess vultures. He can't really drop them like crazy anywhere around the map. He could drop these 3 again. But yeah, he did unload the dropship for that. So he's gonna pick up these 3, or at least that's the goal. And he probably wants to drop them again into the main. But there's already a few... there's already a few Dragoons in a correct position here to intercept this. And yeah, beautiful goon movement here. Is just gonna box these in and he's gonna kill all of them. And the dropship also, it turned around. I think, yeah, there it is. So it turned back, but there's your base. It's landing. The Terran is here. The Terran is starting to mine. The Terran is gonna build some structures because that's what they like to do. They like these mechanical things. Everything needs to rotate in a Terran base. Even the turrets with the people inside. More gateways coming online. We should see the Arbiter tech. There it is. And he is going for that stasis first. So it's not going to be a recall first. He wants to play a longer game with the stasis. So that also means he kind of needs a few more Arbiters before he can actually really fight. You want to have like 2 or 3 stasis. Kind of. To actually break a max Terran army or like a 180 supply Terran or something. Haya for now is just laying back. He's kind of starting to put a few mines up. There's some map control, starting to roam, starting to scout a little bit. But this time the map really goes to rain here. He's kind of keeping his goon force active. He's clearing those mines frequently. And he's putting up more and more bases. He's up at 4 bases right now. He's making a 5th one. And he hasn't been really aggressively expanding so far in this kind of round of best of, I don't know, it's not a best of 5, but in this kind of engagement, this skirmish between these two. But he's kind of starting to do it, at least keep the control over the map here. Really love to see this. Probably want to set up a pylon wall here, unless he really needs this as a rotational point. And there we go. The last 2 vultures are gonna get killed before they see the completion of the Nexus. Siege tank count is really getting there. I think he's just waiting for his 2-1, excuse me, to finish up. Where's the other armory? Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. The +2 damage is very late. I'm not sure about this here, Haya. He's gonna throw down a 4th base, yeah. He's acknowledging this. He's like, alright, man. We just gotta play a defensive push-out game. This is so stacked, though. He has 1 stasis. He could... You want to get as many units as he can in the back. There's like 3 tanks over here he could get. But he already killed a lot of those. So he just keeps the stasis. And, yeah, he probably waits for a push-out. Oh, excuse me, I had a big sneeze coming there. That was a really good break there on those tanks, I want to say. This is such a nice defended base. Oh my god, so many turrets. It's like 7, 8, 9, 10 turrets over here. 1 tank, a 2nd tank, and like 700 mines. Now we do have High Templars and Storm as well, so you need to be careful with that stasis. Of course, if you throw in stasis and then throw a Storm on the same location, well, it doesn't do anything anymore. So you want to choose what you stasis and what you storm. You want to storm the frontline tank clusters, and you want to stasis the backline tank clusters. But that's a lot of execution that's required of you there. So let's see if you can actually make this happen. We do have a bunch of vultures now pushing up here. There was supposed to be a goon guarding that entrance, but it was not there. So now he has to deal with this from the inside. Oh, he's gonna have a DT. That's an easy clean then. He only has one gateway up here though, and a couple cannons with the units already over here should be enough to kind of keep this alive. There's only 1 units. This army is so tiny. Where did it go? Oh, it recalled into the main. There it went. So in the end, he didn't do the stasis. He did do the recall. So we're on the main here right now with the army. That's where it went. Excuse me there. Totally missed that. Of course, you can go into recall after stasis. You don't have to use the stasis. So he clears a lot of these buildings here, but he basically just loses the army. I don't feel that was a really good recall. And yeah, in the end it kind of costs him more than it gains him, but he gains a lot of time. And one thing about those recalls is it's mostly about buying time. Now Haya again is trying to take the center with his command center. It's set up for the center base, but he needs to get out there. Oh, one big stasis here. Oh, he gets 4 tanks. That's pretty good in the back of this, and a couple of Goliaths here. That's a really good stasis actually. One more storm on this 4 tank cluster would be the most epic thing. There is actually a storm here, but he can't push in. He doesn't have the fodder to get close enough. That was a really good engage though, with a few units only, and he got so many tanks. And unless these tanks get repaired here, they do get repaired. Okay, I love to see that. But yeah, that was a really good combination here from Rain there on this army. And now Haya wants to push into the center. He wants to secure that base in the center. He wants to get that one up and running. And if he gets the center base, he can kind of think about taking this one. There's 3 DTs and Goon waiting there. It's like, oh, you fly there with 1 base. And it's like, yeah, man, it's 1 Goon. You can take that one. You just land the CC, you bring over your reinforcements. You want to kill this one. But as soon as you land the CC, oh, the mine! Oh my god! He still gets 2 more with the other rest mines, but that was a cool moment there where the DT killing like 7 vultures with 1 mine and don't even die himself. But Haya makes headway into the center. The tanks are starting to solidify the position. The command center is lifted. It's actually going into the bottom. I can't believe it. He needs to take the center, I feel like. This is the only way he can kind of keep control here. But is actually Rain gonna give him the control? He's trying to break the center position immediately here. And I feel like it's the correct move. And yeah, he has so many bases. Haya's just gonna abandon the game. So like, man, you broke me again. Well, I'm just gonna leave because I don't know, I want to play more games. I'm streaming right now, blah blah blah. It's a ladder game, so people do tend to give up a little bit more easily. A pretty good game though. Love to see this one. So yeah, that was a great one. And I'm very satisfied with this 5-game series. In the end, Rain takes 2 and Haya takes 3, so Haya comes up on top. And when you take the second natural main, that's a win condition for TOS. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Also, he already is in the Stargate tech. He has the Templar with Storm as well, so he can always go into carriers whenever he wants to. He can basically do what he wants. He has the gateway set up for flank positions. He has basically the map control. And if Haya cannot establish the center, then he's basically out of the game. Like, the Protoss can't flank from every position. Even if he gets the center, right? What is he gonna do with it? There's 3 mains for the gateway man to function. And he has the tech. He has the Storm, he has the Arbiters, he has basically 2 very big tools. He has a recall or stasis. And he has the cloaking to make it annoying with the scans. Then he has the High Templars with the Storms to kill off clusters. You want to spread anyways against this, but it's so difficult. And he doesn't even need to engage. He can just sit back, get the better tech up, mine out the map, and then break everything apart. as soon as you try to push in with the turret. So he basically established the perfect position for himself. Give me a moment here. So thank you everybody again for tuning in and watching. I hope you had some fun with this Brood War stream today. Tomorrow is gonna be a little bit, I think I'm gonna do a very short stream. And I have a lot of other stuff I need to take care of first. And I gotta watch the baby tomorrow, so... Yeah, thank you everybody again for tuning in. Thank you for the regulars to come along as well. MW, Sheep Battery, Sunjammer, everybody. Thank you for the raid. Aquarist Game of Fear, thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, make sure to join the YouTube as well for Brood War. This is where these games are gonna land eventually. I'm gonna start on pumping some content there as well again, so stay tuned for more there as well. Thank you so much. See you again tomorrow, but it's gonna be a short one. It's gonna be probably later than today, and yeah, so much for that. So peace. Thanks for watching.